dictate the stream. You know, the benefit of us streaming after the court day is done is that we don't have to listen to the entire every single moment. We could skip to the highlights and we'll spend some time on the good highlights, but we don't have to sit through the boring like, hey, we're taking a sidebar, we're taking a recess. We have the entire stream of what went on today. Okay? So I'll give you before I get there, and y'all could tell me if y'all want to just get to the Melly shit now, we could do it. But there's a few other hip hop topics I feel like we could kind of get to. I know people wanted me to talk about, today's Gunna's birthday. So happy birthday, Gunna. Gunna also announced that he's dropping a new single this Friday. There's a few other things going on, including YK Osiris. He's now been labeled as a creep, as somebody that may have sexually assaulted a woman. We could talk about that. I have a little bit more context when it comes to the situation with, Melly and his homies. We actually have a previous case that I don't think people really unearthed that we could kind of also look into. So there's a bunch of stuff about Melly, but there's also a few other things I wanted to get to. Let me just kind of. Oh, and I had an update on the Atlanta beef. By the way, I'm telling y'all, Atlanta is in a Chicago era. Everybody wants to tell the story. And yeah, I don't know if none of these things are true, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to blame Atlanta. Atlanta at this point, people are using Atlanta used to be the place where people beef, but outside of Atlanta, you wouldn't know people are beefing, right? These days, it's very clear, and maybe it's because there's certain blog sites popping up in Atlanta. These days, we know who beefing. We know who's this. We know who's that. And more information is coming out. So y'all let me know what y'all want me to talk about. Somebody says Sukiana was twerking for 10-year-olds. Okay, let's get to the obvious and let's start off real quick with YK Osiris. So, I actually not woke up today. I seen YK Osiris message me today with a clip. And I guess, he was going viral a bit today because he was getting a bad rap for something he did at like some celebrity all-star game. And I guess he sent me an additional clip to kind of show some context to it. By the way, what the fuck is this? Summer Walker posts what the fuck? Okay. All right, we'll get to that later. So I believe the thing in question is going to be, can I find it? Where is it? We're looking for YK Osiris, people. Maybe it was yesterday they posted it? No, I don't think so. I think it was today. Might be tripping. Okay, here we go. All right. So here's a video that's been going viral, and people have been calling YK Osiris. They're accusing him of sexually assaulting Sukiana. Sukiana is the woman who, among other things, she did a twerk video while getting an abortion. I could show you these videos. Not that it matters for this particular incident, but she does have a reputation of, turning up for the gram. I don't think she's a vile human being. I think a lot of the stuff is staged. One time she allegedly was getting an abortion. And I have to, I got to give a little context. Let me see. Let's get on YouTube. Shit. Come on. Let's go to YouTube. What the fuck? Sukiana. Abortion. So you got to look up. I spelled it wrong, by the way. So it says female rapper getting abortion. This is all you need to hear. Is there audio? Okay, there's no audio. Okay. By the way, I don't think she was actually in the hospital for an abortion. Let me see, Sukiana abortion. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think she was actually there for an abortion, but this is her public image. She kind of, is out there. Can I not find it? Okay, I'll find it. Sukihana abortion. And you might be like, yo, Ak, why are you playing this? Right? Here we go.
Get my abortion right now. I don't give a fuck. Judge who you want, bitch. Fuck them babies, bitch. Fuck that nigga. I'm not having no kids by that nigga. Put it in my pussy so fat.
You can see it from the back. Where? Everybody know that.
So allegedly, she's in the abortion clinic, and she said, "Fuck them babies. I just want to twerk." Right? Now, I want to be very honest because I'm not an idiot. This is like this new era of getting attention, which could be later monetized, right? Or you could turn into a rap career. She's been someone who's been doing salacious things. If you don't know, recently, Sukihana, NLE Choppa, she was in an NLE Choppa video with a leash around her neck. Let me see if I could find the video. Hopefully this is important. Actually, I think I got safe search on. Okay, so she was in a video, and I think this is Sexy Red. Sexy Red's obviously in red right here. She's with this like yellow or neon green. I don't know. Maybe I'm colorblind. I don't know. This whatever here. She chose to depict herself crawling on her knees while NLE Choppa was holding her hair, treating her like an animal. Okay? Now, you might say, Ak, why are you playing that? Well, I have to play that because I got to tell you who this person is. Now, do women like her? Yes. But she's a person who, you know, there's even something else that she came out and she says she likes people peeing on her as well. I have to give you context. Listen to this. Sukihana.
And I fought with Diddy. And one thing about me, I feel like I'm Young Miami. I love when a nigga piss on me. That was a real bitch. Y'all hoes scared to talk about what the fuck y'all like because y'all so worried about what these bitches gonna think. Baby, if you piss on me, make sure you get my hair done after. Yeah. Piss on me, piss in my mouth. Let me piss on his mouth. Let me piss in your mouth, fart in your face. I want to shit on top of your hair and rub it in. I like to open my legs, squat my ass over his face, and give me a nice little fart in.
That's Sukihana. Now, this woman is clearly exploiting sexuality, exploiting very extreme things to go viral. I don't think she actually believes in all the things she says, but who knows what she believes and what she doesn't believe. Regardless, today, it went viral after she was doing like commentary at some celebrity all-star game. And if you don't know these individuals here, I'll point them out. This guy right here is Funny Marco. This is Sukihana. This is Lil Duval. And here is YK Osiris. You might know him as Osiris the Virus. Now, people believe that what he did crossed the line. I'll play it.
Oh my! Oh!
Okay. Now, he sent me a video, which I did post on my page. He DM'd me this video. He says, Ak, could you please post this? I want people to see more context to it. Let's see the video he sent me. I posted it unedited. Where's the video in question? I think it's right here. Once again, Lil Duval. Let me make sure. Lil Duval, Sukihana, Funny Marco, YK Osiris. Here we go.
I will turn your ass off.
You with the right one, then.
I will give you all of that shit. Yeah, you will, baby girl. Kiss the tattoo. I need to kiss the tattoo. I know I done seen some nut drip right there before.
Oh my God.
Now, let me be very clear. I think YK Osiris sent me this video to show that Sukiana thirsty. She's basically singing a song. She's basically told him, I'll tear your ass up. It's kind of a sexual innuendo. She's basically saying to him, like, yo, we could fuck type shit. Now, I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be very impartial. YK Osiris, you're a black man. It don't matter if she said this before. You tried to apply the kiss, as was seen in the other video. You should know this is going to come across as weird and creepy. This is the world of the internet. A woman could tell you they want to suck your dick. They think you're fine. They like you, whatever. If you just unsolicited make a move on her, and again, fuck if, by the way, I don't even think she's spoken about it if she felt uncomfortable. The mere fact she was surprised, you're now being accused of being someone who have sexually assaulted her. Such is the case. Overall, it's weird. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think he might have been off that alcohol. Second of all, if you've heard Sukiana say she likes niggas shitting on her and she likes rubbing it in, this ain't the type of woman to kiss, regardless. But still, you come across as creepy. Like not understanding the room, not reading social cues. And again, you might have been too drunk. Now, I'm going to stop short of saying you are a sexual abuser or you sexually assaulted her. Now, if you look on the Shade Room comments, you know how women move. Look. Colorism at its finest. How many light-skinned, racially ambiguous rappers have sexually suggested lyrics? Whereas the dark-skinned women are less likely to be believed. They're treating this like he raped her. Sexual assault isn't okay under any circumstances. Cut the excuses. Now, let me tell you where I stand with this. This was odd behavior. I think this is definitely, I'd say, you're doing too much. Maybe some people may blame it on alcohol. If somebody says that's creepy, I'm not going, whatever. Am I calling him would I say that he sexually assaulted her? I think those words hold a lot of weight. I haven't heard her speak about this. I wouldn't say that. But we live in this world now where I have to tell YK Osiris, even though he sent me an additional video to try to back up his side, brother, you're wrong. You're a man. And I don't care how feminine you seem to act, brother. You're a man. You should know that this is how the world is going to look at what you did. If this is a woman, we've seen women who are watching male entertainers and they grab their dick on stage. Like, you ever see a male performer like performing and they right there by the stage and the girls grab their dick? Just an overzealous fan. But as a man, you can't do this type of things. So YK Osiris, I think you got to take the L on this. And I think if I'm you, I'm gonna give you some advice, brother. Even if she's, obviously, by the way, I'm gonna tell you why. Even if she was cool with this, she's not gonna come out and say anything. She's not the victim. The girl who says she's twerking in the abortion clinic, she's getting shitted on. She likes all the shit. I get why you sent me the video of her, like, essentially flirting with you. She's not going to say nothing to come to your aid because all women enjoy being the victim. She's the victim right now. Why would she come out and be like, nah, I was cool with it. Nah, I had a crush on him. She's not going to do that, brother. So let me tell you what you should do, YK Osiris. Oh, did she speak on it? Oh, I'm going to look at it. Did she? Okay. Let me look at it. Sorry. But I'm going to tell YK Osiris what you should do. You need to apologize expeditiously, brother. Sukiana. YK Osiris. Let me see. Damn, look how many fucking articles. Why kill Cyrus accused of sexual assault? Oh my god. The nigga, there's not even an investigation going on. He's accused of sexual assault. Accused of sexual assault. Oh my god. Where could I see her? Oh, she says she's hurt. Let me see. Wait. Sukiana says she's hurt and needs to go away for a while after a video surfaced of YK Osiris forcibly kissing her at the Crew League. While she's since taken down her Twitter account, the Shade Room caught that she seemingly posted about the incident before doing so. I am hurt and I'm scared to stand up for myself. She wrote in one tweet. She added in a follow-up, I drink to hide that I'm very sensitive. I feel things more. Oh, okay. Yo. Yeah, YK Osiris, you taking the L, my nigga. You out of here, bro. You taking the L. This just goes to prove, like, this is a cautionary tale for men. A lot of these women seem to act like they're super salacious, this and third, and they're whatever. I would have never assumed that Sukiana would be the person to say this, just because of the things she seems insensitive to are things that the majority, like, again, whether it's an abortion, whether it's like her talking about sex, whether it's her talking about how she views guys, it appears that she is really like, like she don't give a fuck. However, she do. This is why, again, YK Osiris, fuck the video you sent me. I think you need to speak up and say, hey, I'm sorry. I thought this was, maybe I got carried away. I thought this was, the vibe, the mood. I thought this was okay. I apologize, and I'm gonna try to do something to make up for this. You gotta do this now, I would say, because this woman who I think a lot of people look at publicly to say she's the wild chick. Yeah, she's a girl who's walking on all fours and niggas is holding her hair. She basically is on a leash. She is, at the end of the day, still a woman. And now, YK Osiris, everybody's labeling you as a sexual assaulter. I know Amber Rose spoke on this recently, too. Let me see. Amber Rose, Suki. And let me see. Do we have the thing? Amber Rose says this. Are we going to sit back and let this happen to Sukiana? She was sexually assaulted and no one did anything. This is the entertainment business and she's an entertainer. Using her lyrics and her persona as an excuse to physically touch her and force her without consent is absolutely disgusting. What happened to protect black women? I cried watching this video, and I'm sure a lot of women have as well. YK Osiris, brother. I'm telling you this right now. I was advocating for Drake to pick you back up and drop Yachty, because Drake got all type of colored nails because of Yachty. At least Drake might be a little sus when he with you, but he ain't gonna be painting his nails. Unfortunately, YK Osiris, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your 2023 is done. They're gonna cook your first of all, your audience is all females. And, obviously, you're cooked, bro. I don't even know what to tell you, dog. So your whole audience is females. You got females basically claiming that you just fucking sexually assaulted somebody on camera. Like, shit, some people might be like, nah, just like say your side or something like that. Maybe it would make sense if you're like, oh, nah, she was flirting with me. I just thought I was busting a move. I know it was on camera, but I was just busting a move. It don't look good. Bro, I think he's cooked, bro. I think he's cooked. I think he's cooked. Oh my god, I think he's cooked. Some people said that. Huh? Oh, I got the stuff of what she said. Hold on. Now, let me tell you this. Wait, is this gonna? Oh, I'll get to that later. Let me just post this real quick on my burner page. Now, chat. Again, this is why I tell y'all men, we collectively just have to watch out for women. Now, I'm not standing with YK Osiris. I think he was wrong. Because let me just show you this. We live in a very interesting world. Somebody says, I know that ain't who I think it is. Because I'm pretty sure a 10-year-old kid can't give consent. This is Sukiyana twerking on a 10-year-old kid. We all know women doing anything that is disgusting. Like, essentially, this is very vile. I don't want to be playing the equivalent game. I would never say this is equivalent to what she just went through. I know she's probably having her trauma. I respect it. But let's be very clear. Nobody gives a fuck if this happens. And it shows why, as men in America, black men at that, we have to walk on eggshells when it comes to women. Because if this was a grown man dancing seductively around a young girl, that person is fucking done. But of course, when she does this, it's all about, nah, I'm just the lit bitch. I do what I want. But when it comes to YK Osiris, I'm hurt, scared to stand up for myself. Look how many comments. 20,000 comments. By the way, her name is, not that it matters. I'm just pointing shit out. Suki with the good pussy. That's what I can guess. Or Suki with a good coochie, or whatever it is. Then she says, I drink to hide it. These are the messages. Again, I'm not sitting here co-signing what YK Osiris did. I think he did an idiotic thing knowing he's a man. He's a black man in America. You fucked up, my nigga. But we also have to be very honest and very clear. When women do these type of abhorrent type of things, they don't face nearly the same backlash. I'm telling you right now, YK Osiris is done for this year. He needs to go sit down in the music studio, go cook up his greatest hit. Drake ain't answering a text message from that nigga right now. I promise you. He needs to go cook up his best hit. By the way, he also got to do some PR. He needs to do some apologizing. He probably has to be like, yo, hey, listen, shit. You might have to blame this on the alcohol. Hey, I be having an alcohol problem. I misread cues. I thought it was okay. I apologize. Whatever. I'm going to use my platform to educate other men that sometimes, you could be too aggressive. He's going to have to do all that. And we ain't heard a hit from this nigga in years. And he still got to make a hit just to have a chance. Just to have a chance. We'll see. But yeah, he sent me the video to post. I posted it. I now realize why the fuck he needed me to post it. Because, even with this, yes, she is flirting. But we all know the rule when it comes to women. They could flirt with you. They could tell you, oh yeah, I'd fuck the shit out of you. You can't initiate, and you definitely can't seem like you are overly aggressive. You can't be holding her face to kiss. If you went in for the kiss and she kissed you, bet. You holding her face while she's turning and twisting looks crazy. Okay? So I hope that's a balanced and fair opinion about the matter. You know, I'm a dude, so I understand dudes. We dudes get it really bad. But we're not going to ride behind every dude, pause, when their actions is not how we would assume most dudes would roll around. I wouldn't suggest any dude to do what he did because that would always lead to problems. So I can't ride behind it. But I do know he's going to get stretched, pause. And when I mean stretch, he's going to go through the ringer because now they're looking at him as someone who is a sexual abuser. All right. We'll move on from that. We're going to get to the Melly stuff in a second. I know a lot of people are here for that. Melly, Gunna appears to be dropping something soon. He has put a link in his bio, which is a pre-order link. And if we click pre-save, all right, cool. Let me click that. Oh my god! Fuck! Showed my email. I hate it. I'm not doing that no more. Okay, I'm not doing that either. I can't click on shit. Fuck. I think this is a song, but I'm almost leaning towards an album. Is this an album? Is this an album? I'm hearing a lot of people say this is an album. Let me see. I have a lot of people saying, yo, Act, this is an album. It's not a single. I don't know. Somebody said they think it's an EP. Regardless, let me be honest with you. Where do I think Gunna stands in this whole thing? I don't think the snitching shit has hit him like that yet. By the way, he just dropped a song that debuted pretty high. If we go to chart data, we're going to see that his song, his bread and butter song, which I probably got to scroll down a lot. Let's see. Gunna. Okay, so we probably got to go down even more. Bread. Okay, what the fuck? His song debuted like 56 or something like that. Okay, Twitter's acting up. Okay, Gunna bread butter debuts at. We'll figure it out. I think he debuted at 54. I could be wrong though. Debuts Billboard. Okay, let me just go to the Billboard Hot 100. Around 54. That's where it's at. Oh, no, 54. Where's Gunna? Gunna. Oh, he's actually at 48. So here's Gunna. 48. He got absolutely no radio. It's all about streams. People probably didn't buy this song as much. It was all about listening to the music video on YouTube. Maybe you played on Spotify and Apple Music. I thought this was dope. I'm hoping he keeps the momentum up. Yo, here's the point. If you want to call Gunna a snitch, call him a snitch. But he has to continue his career. I don't think the YSL niggas is fucking with him. I think he's trying to hold out hope. He shouted out Young Thug in the song, even though he dissed other people who seem to be representing Thug. It's a little confusing. He's gonna put out music. I'm not mad at him put out music, because if he waits around till the end of the YSL case, it's gonna be 2 years or a year and a half. So I'm not mad at him doing music. I enjoyed the song. 48 is pretty good. I think he's trying to put out either an album or an EP, but he's gonna put out some songs that could be hit songs. I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Gunna, I know you did the song, but you have to have the conversation. You gotta have the conversation. And this is where a lot of artists like Gunna learn and read that in certain situations, just like 6ix9ine knows this, you're gonna have to go do an interview, my brother. You need to explain to people why you can make a song like Bread and Butter and act like you're the victim. Act like people are just hating on you. Act like people are just switching up on you. When in reality, people think you switched up on Thug. So you don't have to do an interview with Big Act. But you better get on an interview with Gillian Wallow. You better get on an interview with Joe Budden if he'll do it. Or even Drink Champs. Maybe they'll do it. But you need to speak. Go to the Breakfast Club. Who cares? You need to speak. And we want to hear from you, because the music, the reason why Bread and Butter is 48, obviously it's not like a crazy viral type song, but you won't fully get the support of people until you speak. And even then you fully won't get the support. You get a little bit more if you say the right things. But we're going to wait for Thug. Right? It's not we like me, but like a lot of people in the industry, they're waiting for Thug to either stamp you or say you a fraud. Somebody say I'm pushing a narrative. I'm telling you this. Nigga, I don't care what y'all niggas say. Every rapper who's spoken, with the exception of Boosie, I don't know about Boosie, any rapper who has spoken or done anything when it came to Gunna, they spoke to Young Thug. I promise you. Like, again, I'm not gonna call no names. You can put names to it. They spoke to that fam. They spoke to people close to it. That's why they felt comfortable doing that. Somebody said it's still an open case. You're right, and that's why I think Gunna's in a tough position. Because it's an open case, and because he can't talk to Thug, does he not put out music till the case is over? I think he has to put out music. So I'm going to watch how he does it, but he still has to talk about, his loyalty to Thug. You don't have to necessarily make it about the case, but people feel like Thug hates you. People feel like Thug considers you as a snitch. You should speak about that, if you ask me. Somebody said the fans don't care. What, the only internet? Somebody said he don't got to say shit, just drop hits. Nah, that's not true. I hate when y'all use that thinking with artists like Gunna or any artist that used to benefit off street culture. Let me ask y'all a question. If you found out today that NBA YoungBoy was a complete fraud, he never was in no shootout, he's not like that, everybody from his hood think he's a bitch, he's a complete fraud, would you think his music still hit the same? I hate when y'all act like, oh no, just put out great music. No, my nigga. The music that they're putting out, it contains a certain content that's kind of validated by the streets. You know what I mean? Now, granted, Gunna ain't the toughest dude, or you never looked at him as the toughest dude, but he always seemed to be the cool dude who's kind of in the streets, but who's not beefing with everybody. If you looked at Gunna like Lil Tecca, his music wouldn't hit the same. I promise you. If Gunna to you was Lil Tecca, that you're looking at him like everything he says is full on cap. That's how I look at Lil Tecca. He said, I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you into a dancer. I'm like, oh, that's cap. But that's Lil Tecca. If Gunna was just clearly like, bro, 6ix9ine wouldn't be having replacement goons around him if it's only about music. It's also about what people perceive. Oh shit, I bet he's still in the trenches. Oh shit, Gunna's still talking that shit like he's still out there like that. I bet. Like, oh, niggas still fuck with him. If you don't want to believe me on that, you'll see. If y'all want to act like the street, like, again, the streets don't got nothing to do with a hit. But if everybody say a nigga is fake, or if everyone say a nigga is like not like that, or like a bitch, or nobody respects him, first of all, nobody about to fuck with him and work with him. Second of all, like, bro, they're not gonna respect it. And I know y'all want to think that fans just make their mind up off of a release. Hell no. Most of these fans is dick riders. They look to Yachty and them niggas for fashion advice. They look to certain niggas in hip hop for who they think is street. They look at those niggas for like, okay, whatever you going with, that's what it is. Let's be honest. And if everybody they look to is saying, oh, we don't fuck with that, bro, they're not gonna be like, oh, the music's fire though, even if he's talking some fraud shit. Nah, you're not gonna do that, bro. I don't think so. All right, let me actually get into this really quickly because we gotta get into the Melly shit. The Melly shit's kind of really interesting, but I don't want to get too long on it. Oh, by the way, before then, let me just address this Meek Mill thing. So Meek Mill actually tweeted out today, which was kind of shocking to me. Yo, Meek, brother. Meek, you could just ask me these questions because these questions got you looking crazy. Okay, he says, who think I fell off or don't think I got it with rapping anymore? I for real need answers and tell the truth. I'm not taking it personal. I need to hear how people feel before I do what I do, a social experiment. He says, I'm not asking for confidence either. Meek, let me tell you this. And we're friends, I want to think. Maybe not friends, but like, you know, I would hope you think I don't have animosity towards you anymore. Meek, people now feel like your time has passed. And that's the biggest thing that I don't know how that hits your ego. They feel your time has passed. They don't think, or they're not disrespecting you. By the way, if it was only talent, I think you would be still highly regarded. Meek, you rap better than most of these guys. Let's keep it 100. I've never even, listen, even when me and you didn't see eye to eye, I wouldn't even say you don't rap better than these guys. Let's be honest. People just think your time has passed. And again, what rappers don't realize, rappers especially who rap about street life, the young dudes who are most impressionable about that shit, they listen to the niggas who are in the same age bracket as them. Nobody wants to listen to the 40-year-old street nigga. If you're 20, if you're 22, you don't want to listen to the 40-year-old street dude telling you about how he kept the street. We love 50, but 50 aged out of this shit. Now, some rappers who, even though I wouldn't even consider Future like a street rapper like that, but still, like, there was a street background to most of his shit, he turned into, like, just the artist that transcended where I think you got stuck in. You got left in that little box. You're the street nigga from Philly. And within a certain time period, I would probably say from about 2011, 2012 to about 2015, 2016, there was nothing moving on the East Coast but Meek Mill. But what happened is that people moved on. Like, what happened was that, like, there's these new eras that's running laps around you. When Pop Smoke was alive, back in 2019, people started looking at Pop Smoke as that. There was a stunting of growth with you, and I don't want to say musically, but it kind of also feels musically because we were looking for the next evolution. I think Future has gotten into that rut as well, but he broke out of it. Before Future dropped that double album, when he obviously was on a crazy run to send third, people wanted to see the next evolution of it, and he knocked it out the park. Unfortunately, Meek, and again, I'm saying this, I swear this is not hate. I'm only answering the question you're saying. People still think of you as the rapper who's rapping about rollies. This is 2023. But here's the difference now. You might rap better than most of these dudes, but most of these dudes, because they're younger, they're in more bullshit. These days, you're hanging out with billionaires. Image also counts. The tweet before, you retweeted Michael Rubin. Let's be honest, what's going on in the blogs now? People are wondering, what, like, you know, after the Gunna song, what's going on with Faux PF and Faux L? They see 21 Savage and they see Lil Baby. They're both actively seeming like they're connected to the shit they're rapping about. Meek, we see you hanging out with Robert Kraft, Michael Rubin. It seems like you didn't do the J move to kind of like almost level up. It seems like you're just hanging with white people. I'm gonna just be honest with you, but still rapping about the same shit. Now, here's the thing. When you're rapping about the same shit, people feel like they got more options. They're like, well, if I listen to YoungBoy, I know he really got ops. He rapping at them. I'll be connecting the storylines. Unfortunately, that's what rap actually is these days. Look at Dirk. Dirk is rapping at real niggas. He's not just saying shit to say shit. People stopped fucking with 50 when 50 was just kind of... 50 going on his like third album was like... or third mainstream album. He was just kind of... Yo, this is the harsh realities from where I'm from. They're like, all right, my nigga, we don't know what you're talking about. That's a different era. Plus, also, here's the thing that I think Meek never did too well. Drake does this, I think, better. Drake tried to put his hand around every young nigga. I think Meek, at a point, like, whether it didn't have to be a nigga from Philly, Meek should have embraced all the people who grew up looking at him. I think Nicki is starting to do that now. Nicki at a time was ready to beef with all these bitches. You know what Nicki's doing now? Come here, Ice Spice. Come drop this record on my label. It ain't gonna look like competition no more when you look like you bigging up the next. You're already the queen. Nicki's doing it good now. She's doing it right. Before, she used to get pissed off with every newcomer. See Iggy Azalea, see Cardi B. Now she's like, wait, all these girls look up to me. They all call me the queen. They all want a verse. Let me fucking just, you know, Nicki's doing it right now. The problem with Meek Mill's music is not necessarily that he fell off, because I've listened to Meek rap even on Instagram, really. Shit's hard. It's not that you fell off, Meek. It's that you have made it a career to talk to the streets and the trenches. Unfortunately, the streets and the trenches have newer people who are speaking directly for them. There's a million people who like, I'm gonna lie to you, I'm hanging around with some people who's younger. They put me onto some people. They're like, yo, you gotta go. Somebody told my sister, yo, you gotta fuck with this guy. He's like the guy, he's speaking for the trenches. I said, who the fuck you talking about? They said, some nigga named OT something Kwani. I don't even know who the guy is. Look at his stats. The stats don't even look impressive. Here's why. But here's the difference. He's speaking for the new demographic. Meek, you're 37. And this is what, it's hard to be a street rapper the older you get. Look at Boosie. Boosie, great street rapper, but Boosie realized his audience, he's not having 16-year-olds trying to ride out to Boosie. They're listening to YoungBoy. His audience got kids. His audience are set in their ways. His audience is 30 to 40 plus. He accepted it. Unfortunately, and by the way, look at Rick Ross. When Rick Ross drops, you don't hear Rick Ross saying, y'all think I fell off? Rick Ross about a year or two ago put out one of his best projects. Oh my God, the project was good. It probably only sold like 25K, 30K. I remember when Rick Ross was in 08, when he was lit and every nigga was listening to him. It's not the case anymore. But he's not complaining. Now, if you care about not falling off, because I don't think it's a fall off with you, Meek. I just think your audience is like 35-year-olds now. They're not riding for you like how YoungBoy, who's his audience is 16 to 25. They're riding for him. You can't be hot forever. Or if you're going to be hot forever, you got to play the game. Drake has played the game. Nicki now is playing the game. I don't think you played the game. The unfortunate truth is that you aged out. Music these days ain't about the best rapping. And that's why this conversation might be a little bit difficult for Meek. Because a lot of times people like Meek, who are older school, will think that falling off means falling off skill-wise. Falling off these days is only viewed as, hey, you would have gotten this much attention back in the day, now you're getting this. Well, that's not a fault of your skill. It's not like you don't have skill anymore, Meek. It's just that people look at you and they be like, yo, what's everybody bumping at the local high school? It's not Meek Mill. It's Young Boy. It's Cardi. It's Lord Tyler. It's Yeet. It's all these new niggas. Destroy Lonely. I've been listening to Meek. Just lyrically, Meek ain't fall off. Meek is only aged out. That might be the toughest pill for him to swallow. As a gangster rapper, you could age out of your audience. When you drop House Party with Big Sean back in 2012, you know your audience was like in their early 20s. That was their reality. They were going to house parties. They were watching you pop wheelies on the bike. They were outside in their city. They wanted to be you, Meek. You know where those people are? They're 35. Some might be incarcerated. Some might have a bunch of kids. They're not hanging on the corner anymore. They're not just like, it's a different life. Plus the newer kids, you know, I always said this about an interesting conversation I had with Drake. It says the fan, Drake's at a crossroads. He could do whatever he want, but he could either age with his fans that supported him for 10 years, or he could try to keep getting newer fans. How does he keep getting newer fans? Make like a right foot up, left foot slide. When you do that, you're going to get these 15-year-old kids on TikTok say, hey, I like that Drake song. But here's a problem with getting those people. Those people will never like you more than they like Young Boy. Because that bitch, let's do it. They love way more. But they'll still like you too. Here's the difference. The Drake fans have been liking him, like myself, for 10, 15 years. You're like such a diehard stan. Like, Young Boy doesn't even compare. But to the new kids, oh, we like Drake, but he ain't no Young Boy. Unfortunately, you could age out of hip hop. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. I don't think his skill is deteriorated. I think he's aged out. And unfortunately, I think rappers don't realize that, man, people like to hear people that is similar to them rap about things that apply to them. Meek at this point, he's too successful and he's too old for the majority of young fans. By the way, I'll tell you this right now. If Young Boy continues like this, let's say he makes it to 40, Young Boy might have just a really good core following, but there's going to be another 25-year-old kid or 22-year-old kid. And they're going to be like, nah, we don't want to hear that Young Boy. We want to hear this guy. This guy's really about it. That nigga might have a bullet lodged in his shoulder. Nah, he really did it. That's how it goes. If you don't believe me, look at it. There's a lot of people in music that thought music and time ended with them. Some of them passed away. The fans moved on. Okay? I'm sorry to say. I also want to add, I think Meek says this because of also things that's going in the background. Now, I'll tell Meek Mill this. Meek, I don't know how you've dealt with everybody in this industry, but not everybody has favorable thoughts about you. I've heard, which you've said before, yeah, people at Atlantic when you were there at times didn't give a fuck if you won. Now, you could blame that on, oh, nah, whatever. But then you have certain artists who don't really rely on a label to fucking promote them, like a Young Boy. So again, could you blame the label? If they didn't fuck with you, why did they fuck with you? Maybe they thought you had an ego. Maybe they thought you didn't treat certain people right. Maybe who knows what it is. Somebody said, is Kanye the only older rapper who has a youth still? He was 39 when he dropped Life of Pablo, and a lot of people still love Kanye. Well, Kanye's influence on the kids isn't necessarily just through music. It's through fashion and lifestyle. So it's not like people were like, oh my God, I heard Through the Wire. It's not like a bunch of 16-year-olds like, yo, I heard Through the Wire you dropped like when I was 8. Give us something new. His influence is multicultural. Very different. Somebody says, Nicki still got the youth? What are you talking about? You talk to any 18-year-old, they probably fuck with Nicki. But they love them some City Girls, some Lotto, some Cardi. They love all them girls. When you say Nicki has the youth, I'm not saying nobody who's younger don't like her. But the way how these quote-unquote crazy barbs treat her, the new fans don't look at her like that. They kind of look at it like, hey, we love you, but we love JT, and we love Young Miami, and then we love Ice Spice because she's cute. And yeah, the barbs only like Nicki. You get what I mean? Those are older fans. They only like Nicki. Like, it's Nicki, then nobody. These new chicks, you see them doing some act bad. Like, that's what they are. Okay? All right. By the way, Wayne don't got no kid fans neither, nigga. Even though I was shocked, I did an interview with what's her nigga name? Annalise Chopper. He said he was very influenced by Wayne, but you know he gave him he gave him his flowers, quote unquote, and like he got a verse from him. Anyway, let's get to the YNW Melly stuff. This is gonna be kind of interesting. So here we go. YNW Melly. Let's see if we can find this shit. Okay. Just give me 1 second, child. By the way, Bortland messaged me as well.
Out of the cartridge case and into the firearm by the pressure inside of the cartridge. And then the cartridge reseats itself through the cycling process.
Okay, so let me give you the update of what's going on in court today. They started bringing some more people that were firearm experts and ballistics experts. Because remember, they don't have nobody saying Melly pulled the trigger, but they need to prove that the gun got fired in that car that killed both guys, right? So how they eventually came up with all this was doing a whole bunch of tests, and they got to bring these experts that kind of, you know, gave their opinion to get Melly eventually indicted. They had to bring these guys to court. So I'm gonna skip through this a little bit, but let's get to the interesting parts. I have the interesting part like written down too. Here we go.
I'm sorry. Mr. Bell.
Now, I think this guy's a firearm expert.
I'm showing you for identification purposes only what's been marked as state why. Do you recognize this piece of evidence?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize this piece of evidence?
Again, my initials and CCN numbers was the date that I began and finished the examination, and my initials on the slip.
The large green sticker that's on there, is that placed on by the Broward Sheriff's Office Crime Lab?
Yes.
Is that the same sticker that is identifying all the work done in this case of 18-13127?
Yes.
Is it in the same or substantially same condition as once you finish analyzing the items in this package?
Yes.
You're at this time the state would request to state YYN is the next numbered exhibit.
No objection.
It'll be.
Okay, I'm gonna skip a little bit.
Yes, it did.
And what was that?
It was a Pro 2
30.8.
in G63.
Okay. The second group
examine live ammunition to determine whether or not it was cycled through a firearm. And so sometimes we examine things that don't have a firing pin impression at all because they weren't fired.
Okay, I'm gonna get to, this could be boring. You could tell Melly seems like he's actually laboring through this thing. Look like he's about to fall asleep damn near. But they got to go through these testimonies of these guys who are pretty much. This guy's talking about firearms. I think he even gets into the whole thing about the recoil to do with the spent shell. Well, not recoil, but how the firing pin impacts with the casing of the bullet, and how the spent shell gets ejected, and how they could kind of tell. Whatever. Like it was kind of like, it's really detailed, and you'll see some shit here. Look.
Yes. So if any association were made after, which can happen if a firearm comes in at a later date and gets test fired and put in, it can link to this particular case. Up until now, that hasn't happened.
Okay. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Basically, they say they can't find this gun. Okay. They don't know where the gun is. Right?
Let me see that. What we're talking about is being able to tell where the muzzle was, so you in essence would be able to tell where the shooter.
Correct.
Okay. By the way, I think this is a prop gun, by the way. So one of the things they're going to start grilling this guy about, because remember, this is a car. We have Melly in the back passenger side. I got to make sure. Wait, this is... Okay. All right. So this is the car. The driver is here, right? The driver is here. The Melly's here. And the other two guys are over here. Part of them making the distinction or coming up with the idea that the shooting happened from where Melly came in the car is muzzle, the muzzle flash. Also, here's the thing. If you shoot a gun close range, because essentially when a bullet gets fired, a firing pin strikes the back of a bullet, right? And the bullet is a casing. So the actual bullet is in a casing, right? And there is like gunpowder and shit there pretty much, right? Like it's an accelerant. And when the fire pin hits it, it's like striking a match. All of that shit creates like a rocket, essentially. So the bullet flies out the chamber, and the spent shell, which is the shell that had all the shit to like launch the bullet, it comes out of an ejector port. Now, because it's a rapid and like really violent explosion, even though it's controlled within the barrel, this and third, if you shoot someone, the heat that comes out of the barrel sometimes could be, sometimes it could burn people, right? If they didn't get shot, which that's almost damn near impossible. If you're getting shot, so if you get shot close range, you're going to be a little burnt, right? But even beyond that, right? The gunpowder that wasn't expelled in the cartridge, some of it comes out even the muzzle. So essentially, when you're thinking about just science, if somebody's shooting here, gunpowder is going to kind of erupt because the ejector port is here. It's going to erupt on the person, but it's also going to be in that vicinity. So basically, they're triangulating to see what the fuck, based on the muzzle flash and based on like where, the GSR report, which is the gun residue report, says shit is at. And basically, clearly, they came to the assumption to say the person who did the shooting was sitting where Melly was sitting in the car. And now this is the defense attorney trying to, you got to muddy the waters to make it seem like, are y'all sure?
I just wanted to play with it.
No problem.
Okay. When you do a trajectory reconstruction and you're attempting to find out where the gun is and where the so-called shooter or shooters were, are there certain variables that come into play?
Certainly, there's a lot of variables that come into play.
Why don't you tell us what some of the variables are?
So some of the variables that can come into play is whether or not there were intervening objects. So do you have a beginning and an end point? Do you have a middle point? Right, so if I only have, as an example, a hole in the wall, but I don't have anything else, I don't have somewhere I could put a rod through, or that I could start the directionality of a laser from. Right, so without that, I'm basically dead in the water, because I could start it from any point in this room. So let's say there's a bullet hole in that exit sign back there, and that's the only hole that I have. It'd be very difficult for me to be able to place where the person originated from.
Okay, so this is kind of like the ballistics guy who's telling he's in charge of kind of like trying to map where the bullets went from type shit.
Now, if an object is, let's say, 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional, and the bullet travels through that object, then you can pass the rod through and then find a directionality. There's still variables with that. How far away were they? How close were they? And so that's kind of, it gives you a line, but the point upon the line that the firearm was is the question.
How about how the, may I approach, I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
how the person held the gun?
Sure.
There's a thing called holding it tight. That could affect how you position the shooter or shooters, correct?
Sure.
If he holds it upside down or sideways,
The origin point should technically still be the same,
Okay.
technically speaking.
okay, how about, we said tight, how about if he holds it very loose?
If he limp wrists, as we would call it.
What's that term?
Limp wristing.
You're way
Yes.
above me. Limp wrist.
Yeah, so normally when you're firing a firearm, you want to try to cradle the weight of the firearm, and that's usually in your wrist. Limp wristing is just you're letting your wrist kind of rock with the firearm. And so while the origin point may be similar, the trajectory of the projectile leaving the barrel may be different.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
How about the weather conditions?
So as far as trajectory is concerned, it can play a role over significant distance. So whether, I'm sure most of us have heard or seen stories of people making sniper shots at a mile or a quarter mile or 3/4 of a mile. When you're shooting at distances like that, you have to take into account weather, wind. You actually have to take into account the rotation of the earth. So the people who can shoot out at that distance are exceptionally rare. But to be accurate at those distances, you have to be able to mitigate for gravity, wind, and for the spinning of the earth. So those are factors that can play a role in significant distance. Now, if we're talking about a distance of 2 feet or 3 feet, then the weather is going to play a much less significant role.
How about the object that the projectile hits?
Yes, I can certainly.
Like glass?
Right, so whether it's glass, and the type of glass plays a role. Is it impact glass? Is it tempered glass? Is it standard glass? So all of these things can play a role. Is it a thicker pane of glass? Is it bulletproof glass? Is it soundproof glass? So I mean, there's a lot of different variabilities. And then obviously the thickness of that glass plays a role. The thicker the glass is, the more likely that the projectile is going to be significantly damaged and change its flight after it leaves that glass. Also, the angle of impact, where it hits the glass, can change after it travels through. You might have a projectile that's traveling straight at glass, and then after it passes through the projectile, through the glass, it can travel downward, it can travel upwards. It all depends on the angles of the glass and the angle that the projectile was.
Okay, we're gonna skip a little bit, Chad. We're not gonna sit through the whole thing. This is 4 hours.
Morano.
Okay.
There, you just remain standing for a bit, you put the things down. Remain standing.
Let's see
Raise
who
your
this
right hand
is.
and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please state your full legal name for the record.
James Morano,
Please spell the first and last name for the court.
James Marano.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat. Morano, that microphone in front of you would just up or down, but does not move back and forth.
Thank you.
Are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Counsel, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you introduce yourself to the members of the jury, tell them where you're employed?
My name is James Morano. I'm a senior crime laboratory analyst with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in Orlando, Florida.
And how long have you been employed by the, we'll call it FDL?
Okay, so this is a lab guy. I'm guessing he's probably coming with. Let's see.
So I can say that one did not come from a window.
So they're basically testing like the windows and shit like that. Essentially, what they're trying to do with this is saying, remember, apparently there is a place where they claim Melly shot the two guys, but then Melly brought the two guys to another spot to stage the drive-by. So after they found it, that wasn't truthful with what Bortland told them. So now they're basically saying they got to prove, like in court, like, hey, listen, we know it was we found glass at this other location, which we think they staged the drive-by. We have GPS shit that says they were there, and also we found glass that was there that was consistent with the glass that was broken in the vehicle, right? So it's kind of like easy math type shit. But they got to use these experts. Melly chilling. Okay. I hear there's an explosive moment that we should look at, and I'm gonna look at it now. It's a 3 hour and 5 mark. Here we go. From what I've been told, this guy here he's like one of the experts with like guns and ballistics when it comes to like, you know, the force. And apparently they say they made him look like a fool, so I just want to watch.
Well, let me start where you finished, about the trajectory analysis that you did. You said that the purpose of your trajectory analysis was to establish the approximate height of the shoe.
Yes, that's what I said.
Would that be one reason? And the other would be to determine the flight path of the projectile in question.
That is correct.
Okay, so, may I, Your Honor?
Yes.
So, and you used string to do this?
Strings and rods.
Strings and rods. Okay, let's set the rods aside for a second. The strings that you used, the way that you use them is that you affix them to the bullet holes that you saw.
Correct. To try and affix a string, we use like a blue tack.
A piece of gum, essentially. Okay.
It's a good way to say it.
Right.
Easy again.
So you took a piece of gum, and if I may approach, let us assume, would you step around here and help me out? Let us assume, for example, that this witness stand is the vehicle. Okay. And you perceive there to be a bullet hole at this location.
Okay.
So demonstrate for me, I know we got the bullet hole string affixed to the bullet hole with a piece of gum here. Tell me how you proceed from there.
If there is a bullet hole in the gum, the next very important item you need is another hole. A good bullet trajectory, you need 2 or 3 holes. Gives you some idea of the flight path. One hole is very difficult. You can't tell which way the bullet trajectory is coming in.
So again, they're arguing about how could you tell that these guys were shot from the angle, right? From the angle that y'all claim YNW Melly was sitting in that car.
Okay, so let's just be clear. Any of the analyses that you performed, you did on at least 2 holes that you assumed or concluded represented the flight path of a single projectile. Correct?
Correct. Okay. But remember, you've got the rear windshield completely shattered.
Okay.
So there's no holes in the glass.
Right?
But it's going into the rear seat.
Okay. So one of the holes would be the first hole in the back of the rear seat, and the second hole would be where?
If it goes through, then you have to move.
Okay, so the holes that you analyzed with your string and gum were holes that perforated the back of the seat, and you could tell where they exited another part of the seat.
The ones in the seat finish there. Why? Tell me, let's get into it. But it didn't continue to the front seat. I know one did, but you're talking about the string area? It ended there. It didn't continue.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out where the two holes are. One would be the back of the seat, and the other would be the front of the seat. Okay, so those were your two holes.
Yeah.
All right, well, take us from there. You have one hole in the front of the seat, right? And you have a hole in the back of the seat. Well, the seat might be wider. And you affix the string on which side of the hole?
Whichever area you can attach the gun to. Is it possible to do that? Usually it's on the outer area.
Well, if it's on the outer area, how are you sure that you have identified the correct trajectory as it relates to the hole in the front of the seat?
Swing is for this part, and then you can use rods for the other part. You have to push it all the way through.
So there you would push the rod through the hole. It will come out on the other side, the front side of the seat, which would indicate to you the trajectory. And then you affix the string on the back of that rod, and then you extend backwards. Okay, and that's how you proceeded.
Generally speaking.
So there was no string that was affixed to the back of the seat that was not done so
Yeah.
in relation to a rod that had been put through the hole.
Right, because the string is too fragile to go through.
Understood.
The reason why I use rod to string. The string is because you now have an area to attach to, so then the gun will go from this way.
Okay, but the angle that you extend the string backward is dictated by the rod that has been put through the hole and meets the other hole in the front. That's a yes?
That's.
You don't sound
Say
sure.
it again, so you said, say it again.
The angle that you extend that string backward from the back of the seat is dictated by the angle of the rod that has gone through that hole to the hole in the front.
You're saying that the angle from the rod is dictated by
The angle of the string is dictated by the angle of the rod that you had already placed through that hole.
Okay.
Right?
I agree about that.
That is, I'm not the expert. You tell me. Is that what happened?
I agree.
Well, is that what you did?
I don't remember now, but I
Wouldn't you
remember the
have?
swing part. I
Excuse me.
remember.
I'm sorry.
One at a time.
I'm sorry.
Can't talk over one
That's,
another.
that's my fault. No, don't go. I need you here. I understand if you are having failing recollection. This was a while back. But as a scientific matter, would it not have to be the angle of that string coming out, at which you extended, would it not have to be dictated by the angle of the rod that you have placed in there? Would it have to?
You can't make it different. You have to remember, bullets don't always go completely straight. Bullets twist, turn, up and down. So the theory is, it's possible, but anything can happen with bullet trajectory. Flight path doesn't always go smooth and straight.
I understand that, okay. And I assume it's not.
To try and determine from just two holes with no exterior, it's difficult.
Okay. So you're up against a difficult task. Let's concede that, right? And in performing that task, how, if you didn't dictate the angle that you extended that string backward by the rod that was placed inside, how would you know what angle
to extend backward. I don't know exactly.
How do you know it?
So, to kind of give you a little bit of what's kind of going on here, they basically ask him how he does his job. This is the guy who seems to be either overseeing, I mean, somebody else testified about the rods, but he's talking about kind of creating all these trajectories of where the bullets went, right? And, you know, there should be two distinctions. Hey, these were the first bullets, but, sorry, the first bullets were fired by the position of where Melly was sitting, and then there were bullets fired outside the car when they were trying to stage the drive-by. So they fired some into the left side and some from the back. Now they're asking him how he came up with all these trajectories. The guy's fumbling a little bit. It seems like he has a speech problem, or he might be a little bit older. I don't know. But again, remember, this is really big for the prosecution to say, well, this nigga Melly did it.
Yes, an approximate angle, the height is what I'm looking at.
But I mean, the height's dictated by two things. The angle that string extends backward, and the location of the person who fired.
Correct.
Okay, so if I'm Shaquille O'Neal,
Yes.
I could fire from here, and I would be up here. And if I were Gary Coleman,
Pardon me?
Objection, counsel testifying.
and if I were Gary Coleman, remember different strokes? Short guy. Okay. If I was a short guy, and I was firing from here, it would create the same angle as it would if I were Shaquille O'Neal back here. True or
Well, no,
false?
that's a very interesting thing.
Okay.
Especially from a defense attorney. But you have to remember, people shoot. If you normal people, you expect people to shoot at high level, right? But who knows what you're going to shoot at? You can shoot down here. You can shoot like this. So it's never, you know, your theory, oh, it's got to be this way. It has to be this way. You don't know unless you actually there witnessing the shooting and an angle of how the gun was held. So your theory is, I think it's possible.
Right.
You shot here, you shot up there.
Thank you. So, let me clarify. If I have two people, one is 4 feet 8, one is 6 foot 2.
Okay.
Let us assume, for purposes of my example, that they both are extending the firearm at the same angle from their bodies, from their respective bodies. Okay?
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Counsel is testifying.
Why don't you come start?
This is a sidebar.
It is at the same angle as somebody who is this tall. Can we agree on that fundamental principle?
I agree.
Okay. And as you correctly stated, there are even more variables. That is, and I wasn't trying to outsmart you, couldn't do that. They could be firing at one angle, could be firing at another angle, at any variety of angles. So in order to determine the approximate height, which was what you were attempting to do,
Excuse me, turn off the phone, please.
which is what you were attempting to do, right?
That's what I was attempting to do.
Okay.
Answer your question.
And it's approximate.
Approximate.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know if it was a drive-by, moving, I don't know.
Okay.
So it's one part of it.
So now we have several variables. What angle the person is holding the gun,
Correct.
how far back they are,
Correct.
and how tall they are.
Good. 3 factors.
3 factors.
Yep.
So with all those three variables, which one did you know?
I did not know.
You didn't know any.
I did.
So would you agree with me that when you have three variables at a minimum, there are probably more that we haven't considered, three variables that affect your analysis, none of which you know, you would agree with me that your exercise was essentially a futile one?
Well, you have a good point. Could it be inaccurate? No.
Holy shit. They got the fucking prosecution witness up there saying that this shit was futile. Nigga, what? Nigga, y'all don't have no witnesses. What you mean? What you mean? Well, nigga, what? Nigga, how you gonna agree that this shit was worthless? Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. Nigga, what?
Could be.
And there are other parts of the exam as well, we've not mentioned.
That would even create more possible inaccuracies, right?
You don't know, so we do try to work out what happened.
This is crazy.
Who is she? Approximately.
Imagine talking to ops and sweet talking them so good, they're like, you got a good point. Nigga, what?
Approximately.
Understood. You said you don't know everything. In this scenario, you don't know anything, correct?
I agree with you now. I didn't know anything about what happened.
Okay.
I never saw the video. I never wasn't on scene.
Okay. So knowing nothing and embarking upon essentially a futile exercise, knowing nothing going in means that coming out of that exercise, you know nothing. Correct?
Well, the way you say it makes it appear that way. Maybe.
Make it appear different for you.
Oh, shit.
Moment.
Yo, I need that Asian, I need that Asian bro to think. Yo, I need this as a soundboard. By the way, where my soundboard niggas at, man? All my soundboard niggas like left me because I need my hit different soundboard. I need this as a soundboard right here, Chad.
Up on the tables or what?
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. Same thing. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Yeah. The nigga said, make it sound different. Nigga, what?
Well, what I'm saying is, if there are several variables that affect your experiment, none of which you...
Witness resume his seat and Mr. Howard...
By the way, Beefy Bitcoin, thank you for the $50. I ain't forget about you. You said the street and trenches have young men speaking for them now. Why do we need to have an 80-year-old president, dementia patient running the country? We not going to get reparations. Asians and Hispanic will never vote for it. Trump 2024. I guess he's talking about the Meek Mill situation about, there's new street rappers speaking for their experiences kind of shit, right? All right, let's get back to this trial. God damn.
Sure, I'm sorry. Please, resume your seat. I don't mean to be...
Hey, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. This is a good strategy by him. The moment he got this old geriatric fuck out of the witness chair, he got that dude a little frazzled. The dude's standing there. He's looking him eye to eye. He's showing him shit. And I think the dude just cracked.
Excuse me, guys.
Look, you could tell this nigga don't give a fuck. You could tell, he probably be like, I'm just trying to finish out this year. I'm going to collect my pension. This shit is over. He don't give a fuck what he's saying on the stand now.
Kelly and Allison, just resume asking your question.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody said, is Bortland locked up? No, Bortland's on bail. And actually, this trial isn't for Bortland. This trial only for Melly.
If you're engaged in an exercise that requires you to know certain factors, and you know none of them.
Oh, shit.
So your question is...
I'm sorry. Come side for a second.
Yo, the judge even trying to save him like, yo, come on, yo. You know this nigga old as shit. Why are you trying to cook this nigga right now, bro? Here we go.
Engage in an exercise that requires you to know certain variables, and you know none of them.
Bro, the fuck nigga is not in his head. The fuck nigga is not in his head. How the expert is saying that he don't know nothing? Nah, this is crazy.
Strike that. The exercise in which you were engaged requires you to know certain variables.
Embarrassing. Oh, I need that soundboard too. I need embarrassing. I need it hit different. And I need I'm getting cooked right now.
Right.
It does require you to, if you know the variables, it certainly will help you, yes.
And if you don't know the variables, any of them, then you cannot perform an accurate test.
It's difficult to perform an accurate result if you do not know all the variables. Correct.
Okay. I just want you to change one word in that statement. It's impossible, not difficult. It's impossible.
Objection, arguments to.
Sustained.
Yo, the defense attorney is giving this nigga the beats. He's putting words in his mouth. No. Fuck difficult. Say this with me. It's impossible, pussy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is it possible?
Well, anything is possible. Huh? It's like you may have cheated on your bar exam. I don't know. Possible? I didn't say all that's bad. It's possible.
Right.
Anything is possible.
All right, now let's bring it back to what I was just saying. Is it possible to conduct an accurate trajectory analysis if you do not know the height of the person involved?
I disagree with you, because body trajectory doesn't always come down to height of issue, it's also angle.
Okay. So if you know the distance at which the person was, and you know the trajectory.
Hey, thank you for the $5 Trailblazing. You said, is the other dude locked? Oh, no, I answered already. Yeah, no, he's on bail. So Bortland's the other dude. He's on bail.
Trajectory, then you can determine a height. Right?
Yes.
Niggas sound like Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible. Let me get that too. I need this. I need all these as soundboards. I ain't gonna hold you. This is how that nigga sound on that shit. He sound like this nigga.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
This is how that fucking nigga sound right now. What the fuck?
Yes.
Okay. And if you don't know the distance, and all you know is the trajectory, which you are approximating to begin with, it's impossible to determine anything that's useful to an investigation. If the answer is yes, just say yes.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's impossible. It's still a sound valid forensic work, in my opinion. You can say what you like. You can tell the jury what you like.
Call Dago.
You wasn't there.
Call Dago, man.
Call Dago.
Anything is possible.
Call
Maybe.
Dago.
But we still don't know exactly what happened.
Call Dago.
You have anything you want to add to that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
nigga getting cooked right now. Now we gonna talk about Boosie.
You also conducted, I believe, a swab of Mr. Cortland Henry's hands, did you not?
Swab from his hand, you said?
I'm sorry, let me ask you this. Did you conduct a swab that, of Cortland Henry from any part of his being?
From Cortland Henry, I collected oral swabs for DNA.
Okay. You didn't do any swab on his hands at all?
We did the GSR
Okay.
collection.
Okay, so that you don't refer to that as a swab?
Correct.
I'm sorry. So you did a GSR, you attempted to do something to his hand to determine whether or not he had GSR?
The purpose of GSR will give you an indication if you fired a weapon or you've been in close contact to when a weapon was discharged.
And you conducted a test on site?
Correct. Called presumptive test.
A presumptive test. And you also sent, what is the thing that you sent back to the lab for the other test?
That is the Tritech evidentiary gunshot residue collection kit for the scanning electronic microscope, which is valid in court. It's a scientific test.
And your presumptive test showed negative?
Correct.
And you know that a lab test showed positive?
Outside the
That is
scope
correct.
objection.
Sustained.
Let me ask you this. Was your
Chad, I see you, boy.
test accurate?
Objection, Your Honor, outside the scope.
What's your side?
Another side. Here they go.
Sustained.
Can I have him identified?
Correct.
I want you to tell me if those are both parts of reports that you authored.
Nothing to do with bullet flight.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
And I can explain, as I'm trying to explain to the jury, you need 2 to 3 bullet holes through 1, 2, 3 to give you some indication. If there's just one bullet hole, it's not, how can I say, it's just no real forensic tests to detect.
Yo, I know an alcoholic when I see him. This nigga be off that hand rock when he probably drink whiskey or gin. When he not at work, you can tell he looking for his pension, bro. He's melded in, bro. He's looking for his pension. He's off a lot of whiskey and gin when he not at work. Bro, he barely know what's going on. Like, trust me.
Determine a proper bullet flight path if you only have one hole.
Okay. So the indications 5'10", 5'3", 5'1".
Nah, you're right. Nah, this is Jack Daniels. This is Jack Daniels right here. Somebody said Heineken. Nah, he don't look like a Heineken guy.
10 are approximate heights.
Sustained. Sure.
Damn, another one of these. Anyway, shit. Apparently, this was just a fucking freak show. This dude got cooked the whole time, and I think this was probably the biggest win that Melly's taken. This guy who's an expert, I don't know who put him on there on the stand, but he was the guy who took the swabs or took some evidence when Bortland first went in. But apparently he just completely just got cooked the whole time. There's some other things that I want to kind of get to, including YNW Juvie's dad, who spoke. And we haven't heard the family speak, but he spoke recently. So, Lord crimes. Let's see.
A huge part of criminal.
Hold on, give me 1 second. So, me see if I could. I don't know if I should be saying this, but give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna play the dad. We're gonna play the dad in a bit, but we're gonna play. Oh no, we're gonna play. This is where the dad is. Let's see if we can find it. It says, why can't I find it? No evidence in court links Melly. Let me see. Okay, let's watch this.
Prime Network. My name is Linda Kenny Bodden. Well, we are covering the trial of YNW Melly. Did he murder, kill his two friends, YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie? The prosecution is trying to prove their case through the admission of forensic evidence dealing with a firearm that they don't have. But let's go into court and listen to their firearms examiner. He's been on the stand for a while. His name is George Bello.
Is this the guy?
There's really no way to rule any of those out. So this is just a list of major manufacturers that reported to the FBI their characteristics.
And so approximately how many firearms were listed out in this case?
I have to look at the
Can you refresh your recollection? Please feel free to do so. Slow cut when you've done so.
So basically, they were talking to the firearms expert. I don't know if we get to see the firearm expert, but essentially, the firearm expert essentially says they have no clue what gun was used. They have a list of possible guns, but the list is really exorbitant and just huge, and they couldn't really tell you what gun was used or not. Why does everybody wear a turtleneck in court? Like, one of them niggas who killed X had a turtleneck too. The nigga who pulled the trigger, he always had a turtleneck. What's up with the turtleneck and the suit shit, bro? Maybe it's just like a Broward County like suit outfit thing you could pick out. Hold on.
The second submission, there was, I think, an even larger number. About 27 manufacturers that could have fired that set.
Okay. Can you just pick number 17 off that list and recreate this?
I can't tell if his facial expression is meant for the jury or he's actually like really like, oh, word? It feels like, I feel like he's playing this up a little bit for the jury, but I can't really say that because sometimes, you know, with the gravity of the situation and the fact that his friends has died, he looks a little bit too happy. And I know we talked about this before where you're like, yo, oh, well, if he's innocent, why can't he look happy? Well, even if he's innocent or not, your friend still died. You get what I mean?
No, I can't do that for a variety of reasons. First and foremost being that these lists are telling me the manufacturers, right? It's not telling me the make and model. So give me the make. So it's saying, you know, possibly Sig Sauer, possibly Sig Arms, but which one of their pistols in 40? It doesn't tell me that. And so the list can be very, very lengthy. It also won't tell me the barrel length of the particular firearm.
I'm going to ask you about a very specific firearm. Could you use a Taurus 91?
No.
Why not?
The Taurus 91 doesn't exist.
Should I be asking about horsepower on that?
You could, I guess, but there is no Taurus. So Taurus manufactures a line of firearms which they bought the patent from Beretta manufacturer. Beretta makes what they call Beretta 92, Beretta 92 FS, and so Taurus replicates that in their...
I don't even know if I should be saying this, but shout out to Bortland who's watching right now. He just answered my question. He said, nigga, the reason why niggas got the turtleneck on is cold in that bitch. That might be true. Okay, that makes sense. Melly look kind of spiffy though. By the way, Bortland, I know you're watching. I want to give you credit. I think you are ultimate, like you a real one in the sense that you know, I seen a few pages try to put out like you were doing funny shit. You've been solid the entire time. Like, you know what I mean? Again, this case ain't, you know, even listening to you, you know what I mean, throughout, because they did an interview with you, the thing. You know what I mean? You were keeping it solid. I can't even lie to you. I'm gonna be honest.
PT92 and PT99.
I know when Melly was listening to that, he was just like, damn, that's my nigga, man.
So those are the two variants of that particular pistol. There really isn't, and the 9 designates the 9mm caliber. So PT92 and PT99 are 9mm variants of that Beretta replicant that they have.
Okay, and that's actually the red gun in front of you is a PT92 replica?
Correct. So this is exactly what you would see if you saw a Beretta or a Taurus, whether it's a 92 or PT92.
By the way, you know, obviously, you know, people have been under fire about using like lyrics about using people's lyrics in court cases. I'm actually surprised that they.
Melly is saying.
I'm actually surprised. No, let me use this one. I'm actually surprised they didn't use Melly Blue Balenciaga's lyrics against them, because put like this: the cops are dumbfounded. They're like, yo, we don't know what gun he used. Now, here's the thing, which I thought maybe the cops would do, underhanded technique, but shit, they have no fucking clue. So they're just good. Shit, I think if I'm them, I would just throw shit at the wall. If I'm them, I'll be like, yo, we don't know what gun he used. This is a guy who is mad in tune with guns. He has every type of gun. Look at this song. He says, up that 40, let that pistol sing a melody. Fuck all of that talking, we could go to war, blah, blah. Then he starts naming like pretty much calibers. You know, 7.62, 5.56, 2.23, like shit. Hey, if I'm the prosecutor, I'm like, yo, this thing is like ammunition. He got every gun known to man. We don't know what gun he probably picked that day, but good, which is a good thing for Melly. They don't introduce lyrics, so they're not trying to say, oh, hey, we know he has a lot of guns, this and third. You know, that's not part of this case, which is actually pretty good for him, because now they're questioning all these experts, and they're like, well, since you know where the bullet went from and where it went to here and where it went to there and blah, 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 and what caliber it was, what gun did he use? Because do we have the murder weapon? Like, nah, we don't got the murder. Okay, so just tell us what gun he used at. You know, maybe we could make some more sense of it. We don't know what gun he used. Shit crazy, huh?
They look the same. If I held it from over here and I had a Beretta or a Taurus, you wouldn't know the difference between one and the other.
Okay. And that was which caliber for the 92?
So the 92 is a 9mm firearm. Okay.
Is there a 40 caliber that maybe closely named to that?
So Taurus does make a 40 caliber. They make it.
I still need to figure out what the fuck is Melly writing, bro. Either he's writing a new song or, well, I mean, let me not be funny, you know. I think that Melly is as much involved in his defense as any other inmate's ever been, or anybody that's ever accused. I think he's listening keenly. I think he's taking notes. Oh, word, they don't know the gun. Okay. They know the caliber. Are there different calibers that shot in that car? How do they know I did it? Wait, they don't have a gun, so they don't have no DNA. They don't have no fingerprints. What do they have? The guy, like, remember we played the other guy. The guy basically admits he botched the whole shit.
Under the model name PT100, PT101.
In terms of the list of firearms that are potentially...
Okay, we are still discussing firearms.
Well, I mean, usually if you're going to bore a jury to tears with a dry expert witness, it's going to be because there's a really salient point in there. Hopefully they get to it at some point, because if you don't have the gun and you don't know which gun it was, all they're really going to do is be playing guesswork.
Hey, chat, let me ask y'all a question, because I was thinking about this. We already covered cases right now. Like, shit, I'm not even covering this live. Yet, even right now, like, shit, we got about, like, 17,000 people, like, through all the platforms. We got 12 on that channel, 2 on that channel, that's 14, 3 on Twitch, that's 17. Oh, we have more than 20,000 actually. I've been thinking about this because especially when the YSL case. I feel, and no disrespect to Law and Crime, I feel like we should have something that's within hip hop to have actual conversation about these things we're hearing. And they do a good job with the feed, but I hear other people could have the feed, this and third. With all due respect to these guys, like I feel like we have Lawyer for Workers, we have, Bruce Rivers and all these other people. How would it sound if there was a fucking live stream that when it cut to some shit, you got Bruce Rivers giving his opinion, you got Lawyer for Workers giving his opinion, you got some journalists giving their opinion, shit, I might pop on once in a while. That's like an hip-hop feed for all hip-hop cases. Because, I think they cover everything. Like, they cover serial killers, rapists, all type of, like, money launderers. We only care about hip-hop shit. I'm thinking about that, and again, trying to see if it's possible, if it could be done the right way. But yeah, no, I do like this broadcast though. Still,
and
okay.
In my experience, juries hate when experts play guesswork unless they're
okay. So basically, they're doing gun stuff right here. All right. So this guy fucked it up today. I think he's old. How old do you think this guy is? I think he's 67. COVID made him not retire 2 years ago. I think he's on his retirement. He's going to collect that 401k, that pension, and he don't give a fuck. He's finally telling the truth. By the way, he's screwing the prosecutors. Basically, his testimony today, I think if I'm an appellate lawyer, if he's been the expert on any case where I had a client, I'm going to bring up this testimony. This guy basically said that his expert shit that he did with ballistics, it's impossible to know anything. He basically said that everything he did was a bunch of nonsense. That is bullshit, and now we need to reevaluate some of these cases because he's just testifying just to testify, okay? He just ain't want to be at the precinct that day. He's showing up just to do nothing. Feel what I'm saying? All right, bet. There's a bunch of stuff still going on. Let me see. Okay. I'm actually going to play this. Hey. So Law and Crime actually...
Yeah, y'all ass, man.
Who is this? Is this Juvie or Sax? I don't know who this is.
Young Juvie.
Okay, this is Juvie.
Get it right. Yeah.
That's Christopher Thomas, known as YNW Juvie. The man accused of murdering him, YNW Melly, is on trial accused of killing another man too. Juvie's dad is here with his story. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar Podcast. Testimony is underway in the trial of Jamel Demons, known by his stage name YNW Melly. Melly is accused of murdering two members of his group, Chris Thomas, who went by YNW Juvie, and Anthony Williams, who was known as YNW Sack Chaser. The men were shot to death in an SUV after leaving a late-night recording session on October 26, 2018, with Melly and another group member, Cortland Henry, who went by YNW Bortland. Bortland was driving the SUV. Later that morning, Bortland showed up at the hospital. Juvie and Sack Chaser were dead in the car. Melly was not with them. Chris, first of all, I know this has been a difficult almost 5 years now. How are you doing right now with this trial finally starting?
So again, this is like YNW Juvie's dad. I don't know. It's kind of like difficult, kind of like analyzing this because now it becomes he said, she said, and I would imagine, let's say Melly is innocent. Bro, he probably cared for his friends who died, but their families are kind of blaming him. So, like, how do you play that? Like, could you be like, oh, I'm so sorry he died, but shit, yo, y'all wilding like y'all are trying to put me in jail. Anyway, this is the father of Juvie. Here we go.
It's kind of overwhelming at times, but doing the best I can at the moment.
A lot of people may not know a lot about your son. What do you want people to know about him? We know he was, an aspiring rapper. He was part of this YNW group.
Chris was a good kid. He's the second of my oldest boys. He's the oldest of his mom kids, and he loved his whole family. He loved all his friends, and he just got caught up for being too loyal and got betrayed by one of his so-called friends. It's a sad situation for everybody.
Tell me.
Hey, by the way, Gemini Bell, thank you for the donation on YouTube. You said, love you, act from one of the older chat queens. He said, not that old. Been rocking with you since the Chirac days. I should be a mod. By the way, I just made you mod. We always need chat queens as mod. We got to balance it out a little bit. He says, also, I'm a mother of 2 black sons, so free whoever who didn't do it. Okay? I gave you mod. By the way, we have a new mod in the YouTube chat, so y'all make sure, tell me if she's tweaking. But I did give her mod. All right, let's keep it going. So this is Juvie's father, and I'm sorry for interrupting.
Me a little bit about that, because it's my understanding that Juvie was friends with Melly and Sack Chaser for quite some time. Tell me, when did you first come to know Melly?
I met Melly around like 99, like a couple years before Chris met him. I was friends with his Melly's mom, best friend at the time, and that's how I got to know Melly. Then Chris got to know him after that. They was all good kids coming up, just laughing, playing, joking with each other, having fun, like to hang out with each other, and he loved them boys, and he loved them to a fault.
So he was friends with them since they were little kids then, it sounds like.
Yes, man. They went to elementary, middle school, high school, all together. That's how I know his mom as well, and his stepdad, and the rest of his family, Melly's family. And the music started, I think, around 2000, maybe 13.
And they were just all making the music together?
Yes. Started from rapping at school until making music together and coming up with the name, the YNW, and it just went from there. And Sack and Chris and Melly and even Jay Green was all founder members of the YNW. Melly was just the face of it. I say now that Chris and Anthony is gone, now he just took everything over.
It sounds like your son and the other guys had a lot of really big dreams.
Yes, ma'am, they did. They love music. They love to perform. And they was on their way, like, to do big things, and it just got cut short. This tragedy. Everybody that's around still trying to pick up the pieces. Like, a lot of families got broken with this situation.
Melly is saying that he is innocent. His defense attorneys are saying the state can't prove its case. But it's my understanding you believed from the very beginning that Melly was responsible for your son's death and the death of Anthony.
From the day one, I believe that Melly was responsible for my son's death on October 26th when I first heard the story, because his explanation, when I finally talked to him in Cortland on a FaceTime, their response and how they was reacting, they showed no remorse. They didn't act like they was grieving, like they lost a best friend or nothing. They was, in my opinion, they was in the best spirits. They never came to town, never came to my son's funeral, never came to Sack's funeral. And these are your best friends. He passed straight through the county of Indian River, went to Brevard.
I thought Melly did go to the funeral. Hold on. Wayne W. Melly funeral. I thought he did go to a funeral. Wait, let me just go to YouTube and find it. I thought he did go to a funeral, though. Wayne W. Melly funeral. I remember a video of him being in the back of a car. And some people thought like he was just like, just too happy in a sense, right? Like, let me see. I thought he went to a funeral. It was like way back. Look, oh, here we go. YNW Melly.
On the way to the damn funeral. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go, man. You know
You know, slack. Let me see them glasses, big bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I had to call you big bro today. This day your day.
Hey, my motherfucking slide, nigga.
And them glasses hard as fuck.
Appreciate that. I just
I
copied these
gotta
bitches
take
too.
you when you come to LA. I gotta take you to the Chanel store and get you these Chanel glasses. Crazy.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there next week. No cap.
I'm gonna be on damn tour, so I should find you out the spot dates if you trying to come open up.
Yeah, what?
I thought he went to the funeral then, right?
Hard and did a music video, but he couldn't even stop and pay his condolences to his best friend's mom. He even got Jana tatted on his neck. That's why his defense attorney got him wearing turtlenecks and shirts to hide his neck, because he got the Jana tatted on his neck. That's Sack mom's name, and he got Chris' name and Sack name. And this guy, that guy is just, I have no words for that guy.
What was it in particular that was said on that FaceTime that made you think that Melly was responsible?
Nothing was said. Actually, it was like the demeanor. It was like the body language, really. Like I was just reading them, and as I'm telling them and asking them questions, I got so emotional, I started crying. They wasn't reacting to. They act like they didn't have take a loss at all. That's how I took it. And then when I was talking to them, I still had in the back of my mind that something's not right. Something's not right.
Did they tell you anything about what they claimed happened with the drive-by they claim happened?
No, they had absolutely no explanation. Like we had to figure it out just like the police.
Chris, why do you think that this happened? Why do you think, Melly did this? Because, Melly is on trial. The state has to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed these crimes. But why do you think this happened?
I think the story about the 200,000 with Anthony was a true story because it's not reported, but Chris told me the same story, and also it was a $500,000 play, and Melly was going to get 200,000, Sack was going to get 200,000, Chris was going to get 100,000, and as I'm hearing it from Chris, they was going to sell the YNW brand, not a record deal or nothing like that. It was like for the brand itself, and by them being founding members, they was going to get a piece of the pie. So I don't think Melly did it on his own. I think that manager guy got in his ear and did a little divide and conquer. Because if it was up to Sack, it would never be a 100K management.
They were going to sell the YNW name for licensing or to sell products? Or what do you mean they were going to sell the name?
For marketing, licensing, stuff like that. I think they want to go up on the bigger umbrella just to push them, I think. Push the brand more global. That's what I'm thinking.
And so you think that Melly wanted a bigger cut of that then?
I think Melly didn't want to give them guys nothing. He wanted to be the only one to shine. And then they came to town next day and gave the mothers 15,000, the other mother 10,000. So I thought to myself, if Sack was going to get 200,000, Chris was getting 100,000. If we could pay these people 25,000 and keep 275,000, that's how I saw it. It just nothing added up. And Melly still to this day for me to hear him call them boys his best friend is an insult. That is an insult.
Now, I can't say everything, but from what I'm hearing, which I'm trying to be fair, I'm trying to be as fair as possible. Y'all all know I love Melly's music, but I'm trying to be fair. There's lives lost, and that's super serious. From what I hear, and by the way, my message to Juvie's dad, brother, I empathize with your pain and your hurt. I can't even imagine being remotely near a situation like this where, ultimately you're looking at your son's friends to possibly be the culprits. Not some niggas y'all didn't know, not some random people they had beef with. That gotta fuck you up, and I completely empathize with you. There is another side of this that says, hey, listen, well, you gotta have sympathy for the father, clearly, because he lost a son, but the reason why the father is having these thoughts to blame Melly is because the prosecutors who would, obviously when they solve a crime, they're going to talk to the family. Hey, we think this is a person who do it. We're going to file charges. They believe that the prosecutor has maybe planted that seed to say, hey, fuck what you heard that there was a drive-by. There ain't no drive-by, and we can't find them dudes. The person who killed your son is his friend. So planting that seed is why Juvie's father may be so opposed and so angry and, so much insane. Probably thinking of little things to say, damn, you did look unremorseful. Again, I don't know. But I'm just telling you where there's the other side that says that. Okay? I'm being as fair as possible. Now granted, that's sometimes it's two or three, it's really three sides to the story. His side, and then the truth. So maybe Juvie's dad is like, yo, that's an insult. Fuck that. Nah, it's not the prosecutors who sent me off on a dummy mission. I really believe this guy killed my son. And if that's the case, again, I don't want to devalue anyone's opinion because I'm not the person who lost someone here, right? But I'm just giving you a little clue. There are people who they would never disrespect him, but they believe that the reason why he's speaking up and speaking out against Melly is because of the prosecutor coming to him to say, we have the killer of your son and we believe it's Melly. And obviously it just makes sense. You're going to hate whoever killed or whoever was said to kill your son. Anyway, let's keep playing.
Was there any sign of bad blood before your son's life was taken and before Anthony was killed? Or was there any tension there that you knew of?
Not with Juvie, not with Chris, but you heard things about him and Anthony getting into like altercations about disputes about money over certain situations, and they got in a fight prior to that, and they said like the story that they say Sack beat him up and knocked his goals out in front of his girlfriend, and like 2 days later, I think that's when the incident happened.
Chris, I know that something that has to be really hard about this is the fact that there are relatives here, relatives of Cortland Henry, who are also relatives of the victims.
Yes. Chris and Cortland share a sister, and she's my daughter. Her and Chris had the same dad, which is me, and her and Cortland share the same mom. And she took the side of Melly. She still to this day screams Free Melly all on her Facebook, Instagram. She'll go live with the Free Melly shirts, and they just got her brainwashed with the money. They just showering her with gifts and Cortland and got my daughter just brainwashed to the fact that she wishing the killer of her brother was free. And I just
Wait. They're saying that the sister of the deceased feels differently. By the way, liquor went down the wrong pipe. That's on my ear. Eyes tearing up and shit. Okay. Somebody sent me this on DM. They says Juvie's father before was singing a different tune. So let me pause.
The repass when he was buried after you leave the funeral and go over there to that. Who paid for that shit over there to the community center and give all that money, paid all that? His daddy. Only thing when we got into the church was the funeral that
they're talking about the funeral of Juvie. This is the same father that's in that's in this so this father right here, this is him, but I think this is a year ago. You can see it a year ago. And they're saying his tune about Melly changed. So they're saying a year ago, listen to what he says about Melly. Here we go.
at the church itself, the service was $5,600. We owe $2,800 a piece. So when they called me that morning, Shell talking that shit, talking something, if I ain't gonna do it, she'll get Melly to pay for it. The nigga track talking about something, Shell wanted $1,000 for a headstone. He finna send her a headstone, but Melly mama come with $3,000. He sending $2,000 for me just for walking around money. I said, I don't need shit. Oh, we know. We just walking around money. I said, okay, but get that shit to Shell until I bring $800. She called me and snapped. Oh, nigga, you ain't got the money to pay for it. Just I'll get Melly to pay for it. Pussy hoe, what? Matter of fact, I'm finna go get my motherfucking money that I already got. They already had my money. Boom, I went and got my motherfucking 2,800. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the only thing I didn't pay for. I went and snatched my shit. And the lady, oh, we'll set up something for you in the beginning or after how you want to do it. And I said, I walked in the funeral. That's why another reason why I didn't stay there, because I didn't pay my 2,800. And I'm like, fuck you, let Melly pay for it. She let Melly dress him and everything, man.
Damn.
Man, I'm in the living room looking at TV. All the niggas in the back room, older niggas she fucked with that she called her brothers. They uncle. They ain't.
So YNW Melly dressed YNW Juvie for his funeral. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this shit is like ridiculous. So the father admits, well, clearly I guess this was a year ago. He's arguing about who paid for what, blah blah. But he admits YNW Melly dressed YNW Juvie.
Dress him and everything, man.
Here we go.
I just stayed there because I didn't pay my 2,800, and I'm like, fuck you, let Melly pay for it. She let Melly dress him and everything, man.
Damn.
Man, I'm in the living room looking at TV. All the niggas in the back room, older niggas she fucked with that she called her brothers. They uncle. They fake uncle though. None of them is her brothers. So the nigga telling Lil Bum them, hey man, go tell the nigga Spoon, man. Hope he don't feel no type of way. We asking her, why the fuck she asking us? Why don't you go ask his dad? Like, what should she wear? What shirt should he buy? This, that, and all, you feel what I'm saying? I was right there, Mike. I soaked all that shit up. I took that shit in stride.
Spoon. So you mean the man that allegedly murdered your son dressed him for his funeral? Get them.
They say you're gonna wear such no polo nigga son Gucci polos type shirt, man. White with the golf clubs on it, Gucci with the red, white with the signs on it with a red collar, short sleeve shirt with some black pants, and they know you gotta have a long sleeve shirt. I said, y'all the stupidest bitches in the world. Then I said, on top of that, why the fuck y'all dressing Chris in Gucci when he never ever wore a Gucci shirt in his life?
I'm surprised they did the short sleeve shirt. Where was he shot? I'm guessing. Damn, I don't even want to look this type of stuff up, but maybe he was the one shot in the head. Wow, yo, this shit is like a little odd, bro. This shit fucks me up, bro. I hate funerals.
Then she had to go to men's rag, get a black blazer to put over the shirt and get her some gloves and this, that, and another. The casket was white. They had the little music note. We designed the casket and shit together. I saw right there. I came by myself. It was her. She bought 4 hoes with her, man. I sat there disgusted. My sister's calling me. I won't even answer the phone. I look at her phone. Nigga, she fucking calling her phone. She walked out to answer the phone. I'm sitting there disgusted. I didn't even speak the whole time. Saying I just hate these motherfuckers, man. I ain't saying hate, I just despise them. They so fucking poor and ratchet that I just can't stand them. And what fucked me up, what pissed me off was she like, oh, Miss Horton, I work so hard, the more money I make, look how much I gotta spend. Mike, that bitch ain't spending no money. Then just say, Chris, sell whatever shirt. They had full shirts going 30. At 10, 15, like, whatever shirt you sell, you keep that money. What the money for this shirt? Man, I was out to eat, the motherfucker called me and said I had a bitch money for a shirt that was like $10 or something. I said, you bitches serious? I said, you poor motherfuckers. Matter of fact, LeBron was down the road. I said, go down the road and get them bitches 40. Tell them pussy ass. Oh my God, I gave him extra, man. They were so motherfucker. Oh my God.
So Track gave 7,500. No, Track gave 15,000. Melly gave 10.
Track gave Melly. Track bought Melly money. That is from Melly. The 15. He gave 10 to Sack Mama.
Sack Mama got 10. Melly sent 15 through Track.
Yeah.
And that went towards the funeral. But 7,500 of it was supposed to go to you but you never received that because it was intercepted
Hey,
by
what you say?
7,500 was supposed to go to you, but you never received that because it was intercepted by other parties. No, and you never knew about the 7,500 until later. Correct?
Yeah, until he told me.
Right. So the money, so the 15,000, 7,500 of that was supposed to go to you, but
So when I talk to my lawyers, they say, please tell me that you didn't take any money. I say, hell to the fuck no.
Right.
You feel me? Hell no. I paid for that shit out my motherfucking pocket.
Right.
You feel me? I had $5 grand in my pocket at the time without even going to the bank.
Right.
All that free Melly shit, they won't say that shit around here. No, man. Hell no. I done seen nigga with free Melly shirt on, this, that, and other. I just look at him. They be his family though.
It's his
family. And then think about this. He getting paid for holding his tongue. Cause come on, man. They like, I said, where did they get money from? They're like, oh, he sells clothes. Listen, man, the nigga literally don't do shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
He dropped one song when he got out. Man, listen, man, he was not rapping when Kristen was alive.
Portland.
No.
I seen the song. It's called what's the name of the song? It was a nice.
He got a lot of views.
It was a nice video. It was a nice video.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. So is he signed under 100K management?
Yep.
And that happened after he got out.
Yep.
So that's sort of like a lookout for being 100.
Yep. Why Chris and Sack wasn't never signed?
Right. So Portland was the driver.
Yep.
I'm not saying the driver, the getaway driver. I'm saying like he just drove them around.
Yeah.
Right. He was the chauffeur.
God would keep blessing me.
Right.
Mike, I would have been gone. It takes less than that. Mike, if I to the day right now, we take it. If I told him, so you mean to tell me if I'm a big kingpin, I'm in Walt Boston, it's a kingpin and Gifford or Vero, and we going through it, rivals. I could have one of my little cousins call the police and the legs, all that shit. Ivy, fucking with these people. Mike, what did you say? That they had an accident and he was behind in traffic. Mike, what did you say?
They say Melly paid for the funeral and went to the funeral. Is that true?
Hell fuck no. They got that clip on YouTube talking about on the way to the funeral.
Right.
That nigga never made the funeral.
Right. He was on the live with Trippie Redd, and they were saying he was going to the funeral.
That was false. He was not on his way to the funeral. He lied and said that they had an accident and he was behind in traffic on 95 going north. 95 north. And my baby mama came from Miami and made it to the funeral and said that he was alive.
Wow.
And the funeral was at 11 o'clock that morning. He said that he could make it. They pushed the funeral back to 2 o'clock and he still ain't make it.
Why do you think he didn't go to the funeral?
Guilty. Felt guilty probably. And then he probably felt, I ain't gonna say he felt guilty, he probably felt unsafe. Because Chris' friends, they wanted his head. He's not like amongst them.
And they run, and they run Gifford.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if he get out, he can't even go back where he from and be safe.
He might can. He got money in the little crew.
Oh, so it is. Okay. How big is his family in Gifford?
Who?
Melly.
Not big.
When did they come around? Because it's hard for you not to be kin to a lot of people in Gifford and Washington.
They from Ohio. They from Ohio, Cleveland somewhere, bro.
Oh.
That's why you see his daddy on Facebook, YNW Melly Dad, he dropped a song, he remixed Murder on My Mind, and he telling how it happened when she left Ohio and how they never let him fuck.
Who are also relatives of the victims.
Yes. Chris and Cortland share a sister, and she's my daughter. Her and Chris had the same dad, which is me, and her and Cortland share the same mom. And she took the side of Melly. She still to this day screams Free Melly all on her Facebook, Instagram. She'll go live with the Free Melly shirts, and they just got her brainwashed with the money. They just showering her with gifts in Portland and got my daughter just brainwashed to the fact that she wishing the killer of her brother was free. And I just don't understand that. That's a heartbreaking feeling, man. For me to see that daily, her saying that, that's just heartbreaking.
Do you talk to your daughter about this?
We haven't talked. She was living with me up until the time shortly after the funerals, and then we went our separate ways. I haven't talked to her in over 2 years.
So it sounds like you've lost 2 children.
Yes, ma'am. And them the 2 that look like me the most, and it's crazy.
Are you hoping that this trial, maybe at the end, things can change with your daughter?
Yeah, once she see the truth and them boys get convicted, I'm hoping that her whole demeanor change. But knowing them, they're going to be like, wait till the appeal. He's still innocent. Wait till the appeal. But just have to wait and see, man. It's going to be a process.
I know you watched a lot of the first day of the trial. How did you feel it was going so far? And have you watched today as well?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's going pretty good. It's just a long process. Just got to trust the process in my book. And I think she's doing a good job. I think once the ballistic, the forensics, the cell phone, and when it showed that Chris got shot on his left cheek and the back rear, he got shot from this side of the car in his left cheek with stifling on his face and the burn marks on his face from the gun muzzle. All that's going to point in the one direction to that guy that was sitting in the back driver's driver's side.
And Christine Bradley, the prosecutor, had said yesterday.
By the way, I have to interject. So the nigga who got cooked, that's just ballistics. Let me tell you the real star witnesses in this case. The coroner, the medical examiner, is going to be the person who is going to say these things. These guys died at this time, not this time. So, according to the prosecutor, the medical examiner is going to say, no, by the time they got to the hospital, they were dead for 2 hours already. The medical examiner is going to say that. Or that's what you have to expect them to say. So the medical examiner is a star witness. The medical examiner is also going to say this. If this whole thing is true, according to the prosecutor. Yo, he was already dead when he got shot with another bullet from outside the car. So he was dead from bullets inside the car. And the bullet that killed him came from, so he's sitting in the car. So this is the car, right? This is the car right here. The bullet that killed him came from here and hit him. If it came from here, it would be his window. It didn't come from here. It hit him from here. So how come nobody on this side of the car got hit, but he gets hit with the first bullet from here? So the medical examiner, and I seen a couple people, they hit me like, yo, Melly gonna beat the case because like this one guy's a fucking idiot. Literally, this guy, he's an idiot. Like this guy, I ain't gonna lie to you. This was a big win for Melly having this guy on there. But whoever the medical examiner is, the person who performed that autopsy, the person who has scientifically broke down not only how the person died, when they died, what are post-mortem wounds, what are the wounds that killed them, was he in a defensive position, why there's burn marks on his face, that's going to be the star witness. Mark my fucking words. Okay? That person is coming. Now, if the defense attorney spins that nigga, Melly beating this case. I believe. 100%. But you gotta spin that nigga. This dumbass nigga right here, he ain't know nothing about nothing. He shouldn't even be in a courtroom. This nigga was stupid. Okay? So, Melly's lawyers, I think they scored a small victory, but they got a couple more to go. Because when they're talking about stifling and burn marks, why would there be a burn mark let's say this, on this side of your face, if this side is not the part that's facing outside the car. By the way, the windows, I don't think on the other side was broken. It's a lot of shit, bro.
Yesterday that the medical examiner is going to testify that before the shots were...
Look, I just told you. Bro, like, I'm telling you, I could be a lawyer. Yo, spam lawyer act, bro. I promise you I never watch this. I promise you I never watch this. Nigga, didn't I just tell you the medical examiner? 2 seconds later, medical examiner. Promise y'all. Come on. The medical examiner, there's 2 star witnesses. I'm going to tell you this now. I promise you I haven't seen none of this shit. I didn't watch it live today. I'm watching with y'all. Medical examiner, and then the GPS person. I don't know if it's going to be a cell phone expert that's going to triangulate to say, hey, we got this search warrant from T-Mobile or Sprint, and we know how to track people based on cell phone evidence. Those are the 2 people. Medical examiner is going to tell you how he died, when he died, what was postmortem. The second thing is going to be GPS. Who was there? I promise you that. Now, these are the 2 people that Melly's lawyers have to spin. If he spins both, he beats the case. I promise you. Beats the case. 100%. Okay?
Fired into the vehicle, that your son and Anthony, they were already dead. And when those shots went into the vehicle, they had already been shot, and the fatal shots came from the back seat. That's the testimony that's expected.
Yes, ma'am. From my understanding, yes, the shot that Chris left cheek was the fatal shot that took him out. And then when he staged the drive-by, the shots from the back, they could tell by the way Chris' body was slumped over how, like, it was staged after the fact. Yeah, that's going to come out. I can't wait. That's going to be like breaking news. And with Chris wasn't killed in the drive-by. I know that for a fact.
One thing that Christine Bradley said yesterday was that in the days leading up to this, Melly was learning the oath of loyalty to the G-Shine blood set, to a gang. Did you know anything about that? Had your son ever discussed anything with you about this gang that Melly was allegedly becoming a part of?
No, that was something he was doing in his private life on his own, separate from Kristen. And Christine or the lawyers was always saying that Chris lived in Miramar. Chris never lived down there. He lived in Gifford. He lived in Gifford, Florida. He might go down there for a day or 2, but he always had the same address, same house, same everything up until his time of passing.
Well, I wanted to play some clips from the trial so far. And Chris, I want to get your feelings on some of what was said in opening statements. This is Christine Bradley, the assistant state attorney, talking about what amounts to possibly a confession in this case.
So in summary, the last thing I want to tell you that the evidence will show is that in the Instagram, because the defendant had a moderate social media following at the time of these events, people are reaching out to him. Some fans, some friends, some associates. You'll see on October 26th, after about 8 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time, multiple messages are coming in. Messages are coming in from individuals checking to see if he's okay, if he's been injured in this drive-by. If it's true that Anthony Williams, who's also sometimes referred to as Sack, and Chris Thomas, who is referred to as Juvie, are really dead. One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message exactly that you will hear, and says, right after this, "Yo, homie, you good? Let me know something." And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where context matters. What does that mean? If you work at Google and you say, "My whole floor is coding," that's a good thing. If you work at Broward General Hospital and you say my whole floor is coding, that is a bad thing. The context around the messages matters. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And
Yo, she hungry. She keeps saying drive-through. Bitch is a driver.
Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, I did that. Shh.
Chris, when you heard that, what did you think?
Sound like a cryptic confession to me. Like she said, if you take everything into context, it sounded like he was speaking on the incident that happened, and he admitted to doing it and said, shh, don't say anything about it. That's how I took it.
It sounds like there's going to be some cell phone evidence presented in this case, some other things. Oh, anything you can share with us about that?
Cell phone evidence will show that Melly was in the back seat. Well, they got the surveillance camera of him getting in the back seat, and they also show with the phone. They show him going around the car twice, like shooting up the car or whatever. And then once he gets out the car, they have him getting out the car as well, and on the side of the road. Then he
Wait, what? Now, what he just said, he said cell phone. I don't think footage. He says cell phone.
was in the back seat. Well, they got the surveillance camera of him getting in the back seat.
Okay.
And they also show with the phone. They show him going around the car twice, like shooting up the car or whatever.
Okay. What that has to be is GPS triangulation. By the way, let's extrapolate beyond this Melly case. We're living in a scary world. If the police could triangulate your position, keep in mind, let's just say you're in the middle of nowhere. There's a car here. If you just having your phone on you, they could prove that you walked around the car. I usually think GPS, like for example, I lost a phone, I don't know, it was like 10 years back. I was back in college. Somebody stole my phone or some shit. And I remember using Find My iPhone, and it brought me to like an approximate area, but it was damn near almost an apartment complex. And it basically said, your phone could be in any one of these. It's on this block, though. And was I going to go knock on everybody's door? No, I took the L. You don't know where it's at. There was nobody around at that time. It was mad late night. Looked like whoever who took it already parked and went into wherever they went. So back then, or maybe it was just Find My iPhone, was an approximate area. Imagine knowing the cops could tell when you walk around. So you're telling me if I have my cell phone with me and I walk to that door, you see that door right there? If I walk to that door, you're telling me based on the data my cell phone is emitting, they could know, oh yeah, Ak was sitting here with the phone for 3 hours, and then he gets up and he walks to that door and walks back. What? That's a fucking scary sight. That's a scary sight. Like, again, you go there. I don't want to give the layout of my house. So you're telling me, I have a bathroom like close by. You're telling me that if I go to the bathroom, even though usually like if you Find My iPhone, it'll be like, no, it's in the house. We're going to tell you it's upstairs, or no, it's 50 feet there, like whatever. They look like they've gotten such precise shit that they know exactly. How do you know he's circling the car? Because that's what you're saying. You probably mapped it to the time and the position and say, oh, this is where they staged the shit, and this is when he was shooting up the car. Holy shit. All right. I'm going to go take a piss real quick, so I'm going to rewind about 50 seconds. I'm going to play this.
That is a bad thing.
I'm going to take a piss. I'll be right back.
The context around the messages matters. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, I did that. Shh.
Chris, when you heard that, What did you think?
Sound like a cryptic confession to me. Like she said, if you take everything into context, it sounded like he was speaking on the incident that happened, and he admitted to doing it and said, "Shh, don't say anything about it." That's how I took it.
It sounds like there's going to be some cell phone evidence presented in this case, some other things. Oh, anything you can share with us about that?
Cell phone evidence will show that Melly was in the back seat. Well, they got the surveillance camera of him getting in the back seat, and they also show with the phone. They show him going around the car twice, like shooting up the car or whatever. And then once he gets out the car, they have him getting out the car as well, and on the side of the road. Then he made the FaceTime phone call to Felicia Holmes, Mariah Hamilton's mom, and she's going to testify to that she saw him on the side of the road in the bushes talking about he think that Juvie and Sack was murdered or dead or whatever. And in my opinion, like at that time, like who told him that? So he had to have knowledge of something. So I just think, in my opinion, in my opinion, but me, it was an open and shut case. I think Melly is guilty as charged, and I wish nothing.
By the way, I see a couple of y'all saying that YNW Bortland was the stepbrother of Juvie. I'm getting information to say he wasn't, okay? I think I could kind of just say this directly. Bortland just basically said him and Juvie weren't stepbrothers, and people need to stop the narrative. He said he never met him till before all this happened. I don't know if I should be reading them. Okay. No, I'm not going to read that. He gave a reason why the funeral was missed. I'm not going to read that. But I did ask about the stepbrothers thing. He said, I never met his dad till right before. I don't know, but I see them saying it in the chat. And I know they think that because they think that. Okay. Let me just. All right. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Nothing but the death penalty for him.
Let's listen to Christine Bradley again talking about Instagram messages and this whole thing about.
I don't think they share sisters. Stop it. Like, y'all just be making anything up. Yo, let me tell you what's frustrating. And I don't know this as a fact, but I have to imagine Bortland and also Melly. I know y'all have this sinister thing in your mind that these guys are just fucking stone cold killers that to kill their friends. Regular people don't kill their friends. Okay? Now, I'm not speaking definitively that ain't happened. But what I'm trying to say is that we have to have a level of decorum when, like, y'all have certain questions that I know they would want to answer, right? Like, they want to, like, fucking just tell y'all, like, no, I love that nigga. Like, yo, shit, I would do anything for him. Like, shit, nigga, this is actually what went down. Nigga, I was trying to protect, whatever the case is. I was trying to, whatever. They can't say it right now. This is a trial. It's a trial. It's a fucking trial. All right.
The loyalty oath to the gang.
From the Instagram, from the private messages, was that Jamel Demons is a member of the G Shine Blood set. This is not a stage personality. This is not an actor that's playing a character.
Stop it. We all know Melly got split personalities.
This was his real life. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that as soon as October 24th, 2 days before the homicide, Jamel Demons is learning the oath of loyalty to the G-Shine Blood set.
By the way, I'm gonna tell you why this prosecutor is bringing in the gang-related shit. Because the reason why Melly qualifies for the death penalty in this case is not only that the allegations are heinous, there's a death penalty election that says if you commit a heinous crime in furtherance or in relation to you being in a gang, you get to be put on death row. So the reason why she's bringing in, again, we're talking in hypotheticals, but let's say he did do it. You think he killed his friends for the gang? That doesn't make sense. There's no gang in the world that says kill your friends and you're in, right? Or kill your friends and like you really like leveled up. That's not what it is. But she has to bring in the gang because she's looking for the death penalty. So she's basically saying, while he did this murder, he was trying to get in a gang. And she's just trying to throw it in the water because not only does she want a conviction of him being guilty, she wants him to be put on death row. For him to be put on death row, as I said, not to be repeating myself, he needs to be a person who was in a street gang and may have committed this crime in furtherance or in relation to the gang. Okay?
You're going to see things in these messages that will be indicative of blood membership. For example, anytime a word would normally be spelled with a C, as in Charlie, they don't use that. They replace it with the letter B. So instead of saying,
by the way, hey, listen, I'm not blood. I'm not in no gang. But I ain't gonna lie. It was disappointing to find out that Bortland's name was Cortland. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Bortland just sounds dope. And by the way, when I mean it just sounds dope, it's not because of the letters. It's just like I've never met a nigga named Bortland. You know what I mean? When I found out his real name was Cortland, I'm like, oh, I know Matt Cortlands. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it.
At the crib, they say I'm at the rib. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because C is associated with Crips. B is for Bloods. So if you look through all the messages, you will notice time and time again, Jamel Demons is dropping C's and using B's. And you're going to see pictures, you're going to see videos of the defendant doing something called stacking, which is a way to show a gang affiliation and to broadcast it to the world. And this is not just in music videos. This is not just in lyrics, because we're not going to get into that. That's artistic expression. That's not why we are here today.
So, Chris, your thoughts on what Christine Bradley said there. Do you think that your son's death and Anthony's death was in any way related to any type of gang initiation process?
No.
From the text messages and from what I heard her tell me about the text messages, I think so.
So this would make sense, right? His whole information is based on the prosecutor's case. The prosecutor is trying to get Melly killed. Now, let's say I just believe Melly did it, right? I don't think Melly did this because of a gang. I think Melly did this because he probably had some issues with these guys. I don't know what these issues were. I would more believe the money thing. Maybe whatever. Niggas was talking shit to him about the money, maybe like acting up over the money, threatening him over the whatever the case is, and he felt he had to do something. But that's not gang related. That's just like, yo, niggas want their bread and niggas acting up and niggas trying to press you for the bread and you feel like, yo, fuck it, man. Like, yo, fuck the bread, nigga. Like, y'all niggas not about whatever. However, when he says, based on what she told me, it tells me that the cops have fed him a story. And again, I don't want to say it's right or not right, but he's getting his full information from the police.
So, because it's other text messages, I don't want to divulge too much information that's going to come out that's going to support that theory.
Let's look at the defense now. Melly's defense attorney obviously saying he's innocent, that they can't prove this. So let's listen to David Howard.
That's the first indication that they're just guessing and don't know what they're talking. And that, ladies and gentlemen, by itself is reasonable doubt. Why he would commit such a heinous crime against his own two best friends for no reason.
What happened here is that the lead detective, Detective Moretti, saw a video of Mr. Demons getting into a car 40 plus minutes before bodies were found in that car. And then he discovered that Mr. Demons was a rising star. And from that point on, he decided he's the only person that could have committed this crime.
Okay.
Because if you...
Now, my boy dropping bars, though. You know, they be trying to tell you don't get a black attorney, but I ain't gonna lie, my boy, he violated this one bum-ass nigga. Where is the bum-ass nigga? He violated him. Maybe my boy got some bars, though. Maybe he got some bars. I like this. I like it a lot.
You're involved in prosecuting a star, you become a star. This was his big break. And he had tunnel vision, and he zeroed in on this person, this young man, as the only possible perpetrator of that crime, to the exclusion of all other leads and evidence.
Chris, what did you think when David Howard said that?
It was all just something that made up. I don't believe nothing that he was just saying. Because, like, that's the same theory that his managers was pushing on us. Like, oh, it's not Melly. You know how the white man always trying to take the black man down and this, that, and another. He's just a successful black guy. I don't want to hear none of that. That's not true. If anything, why him? Why Melly? Why just put this on him? Why Melly? It don't make sense. They just throwing Hail Marys, like throwing stuff to the wall, hoping it stick.
David Howard also says that the police botched this investigation. Let's listen to him talk about that.
They don't follow leads. They have no motive. Investigation was botched. Investigation, as a matter of fact, is still going on as we speak, up to a couple months ago. Yet they're here telling you they have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And what you're still investigating for. The job of the state is to prove it beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. And if you're a reasonable person and you have doubt, that's reasonable doubt. There's a song called Things That Make You Go, If you say, that's reasonable doubt. You do not. Ms. Bradley is charming. She's good at her job in some respects. But this is not a popularity contest. We don't give, hey, good effort. We don't give participation awards. This man's life is hanging in the balance. And if there is a scintilla of reasonable doubt, you must have the courage to speak up and say so. You're not here to judge him. You're here to judge the sufficiency of their case. They have a big task in front of them. We should probably get to it.
Wow. So what were your thoughts? And do you believe that this investigation was botched?
Oh, man. I don't think it was botched. I think they did a great job and everything will come together in the end. And he's just trying to put a little thought in the jury's minds. Like, he wasn't even trying to tell them, like, he's innocent. He's just, like, trying to, like, put a reasonable doubt. Not that he's innocent. He's not trying to prove his innocence. Like, it's like, to me, they know he did it. They're just trying to get, I don't know. They just know he did it. They're not trying to prove his innocence.
I feel like so often you get into the evidence and really the victims get lost in these trials. Just any final words about your son?
It's always forever long live Juvie. I miss him and love him to death. He got a lot of Melly fans that be spamming my inbox and all over. Even y'all guys chat talking about free Melly. But one of their loved ones was to get murdered. And imagine the whole world saying free the alleged killer of that guy. It just make you feel some type of way and just want to crash out yourself because I don't know. First they trying to make it seem like Chris and Sack was extorting Melly, which is a false narrative that his camp painted. That was never true. And Chris never did nothing to nobody. They can't even say nothing he did to Melly. Nothing that they can't show anything that made him want to do anything to Chris. And that's what got me the way I'm feeling because Chris never did anything and he loved that dude. And that dude did that to him. I never accept that. And to everybody that's on his side is on the opposite side of me.
If he's convicted, would you like him to get the death penalty? Because he's the first person to have the death penalty as a potential punishment since the law change lowered the threshold for it.
Yes, eye for an eye. Old Testament. I think he deserved it. Because they show no remorse. They still trying to badmouth these boys. And when it happened, Melly and Christum had Instagram pages. He went on his page. They went on his page. Whoever took all.
Hey, I mean to cut this short. Like, we're going to get back to this. Hey, yo, real quick. I just want to bring everybody to my attention, man. I've been saying, man, dear hater, I won. Big Ack is in the fucking building. You know what it is. I seen Spreadie Gibbs trying to, get back. He's trying to get some get back. Homie, I violated you already. I said it on Vlad. You not my op no more. We done. The beef's over. I already won. You my nigga, you right now, you shooting free throws after the game is called. Okay? I'm Jokic. We over here popping champagne. You over here like motherfucking Tyler Hero trying to shoot some threes. It's over. But anyway, you know what I mean? I heard it's his birthday. So happy 41st birthday to my former op, Freddie Gibbs. Now, somebody very special hit me up. Somebody very special hit me up and alerted me that, they selling a t-shirt of the picture that Freddie Gibbs took with his asshole open. Nah, I know it's crazy. But yeah, he sent a pic to his ex with his asshole open right before he got pegged. You know what I mean? She did him dirty with that, scrap on. They selling a shirt of it. By the way, Spreadie, remember back in the day, you tried to sell a shirt of me on some let me make some funny shit of Ack. Well, this ain't even my website. I ain't even gonna hold you again because you're not my op no more. I ended the beef with you. I won, dear hater. I won. I literally won. I'm good. But niggas is selling a picture of your asshole spread wide open. The actual picture is blurred out a little bit. You know what I mean? Again, I wouldn't even promote this, but I hear we got to support the baby. We got to support the baby. What about the kids? What about the kids? So go to Spreadie Gibbs. I'm going to leave it right here. SpreadieGibbs.bigcartel.com. Y'all got to go, you know what I mean? Even if you don't wear it, I get it. By the way, I think it's blurred, so you really ain't going to see the asshole type shit. You know what I mean? But from what I told the people, I said I only tweet this out if all the proceeds goes to the child. I promise. I'm a good guy. I ain't like what everybody thinks. I'm a great guy. I got to make sure. I got to make sure I put the right website. I'm a really good guy. Oh, and by the way, yo, here's the funny part. When you click on the site, it's a rabbit with this asshole in the air. Yo, I need everybody go flood that site, man. Yo, listen, this ain't for me. I get nothing out of it. I don't own nothing. I ain't made no design. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But I got confirmation that Spreadie Gibbs' child, which he does not want to support or accept, will be, is the beneficiary of this site. I'm copping about 3 shirts. I got to cop some for the team. I got to do it. I'm sorry. You feel me? I'm a good guy. You get what I mean? So Spreadie Gibbs, I remember you sold some t-shirts. I asked my lawyer to take it down back in the day. My lawyer told me you made $35,000 off of that, or a little bit more than that. And my lawyer literally said, you're going to waste $35,000 trying to get at him for making $35,000. And I said, fuck it, you got it. However, we got the Spreadie Gibbs t-shirts. Again, this ain't my site, but I've confirmed all of these sales go towards your child. And dear hater, I fucking won, nigga. Okay? I see you trying to like get a little comeback. Yo, it was 8 niggas at your show. Nigga, there's 800 different specimen of semen, nigga, swimming around with your fucking baby, nigga. Dear hater, Big Act fucking won, nigga. That's a fact. So we gonna just pause this shit. Everybody go there. Everybody go there. Dear hater, I fucking won, man. I seen that little clown. He was like, yo, Act, only 8 people came to your show? Nigga, 800 specimens of semen swimming around with your kid, nigga. No, fuck, nigga, you can't talk to me. Boy, you can't talk to me, nigga. I won this beef. Nigga, it's over. This is the first beef y'all will ever hear me say. Me and Freddie Gibbs, I don't care what he say. We are no longer beefing. I can't win 5 times in a row, my nigga. I already got the championship. It's over. Call it. He's stumbling. He can't walk. He didn't get up. They got your asshole on a t-shirt to support your child. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my, it's over. I'm only doing this to sell some shirts to make sure your kid is lit. I want to put your kid in designer, nigga. Cause you a cheap nigga. You not taking care of your baby moms, nigga. Not cause she sucked on a couple niggas while she pregnant and got piped out. Why would you disown her? You knew what she was into. That's your Beyonce. Dear hater, I won. Spreadie Gibbs is the first beef I've ever won. Listen, with Rory, I got some shit planned for Rory. I'm waiting until the next time he mention my name. Oh my sweet Jesus. But this issue with Spreadie Gibbs is officially over. Dear hater, I won. It's over. It's over. They selling your asshole on a t-shirt, gang. Hey, this was a public service announcement. I just had to pause the stream because, matter of fact, you know me, I'm a real nigga, so I don't even gotta hide shit. Real rap, you know, I'm a real nigga. I ain't got time. Spreadie, let me just tell you, this is what I'm telling you. I'm gonna give you a generational sonning, nigga. I'm giving you a generational sonning, my nigga. Nigga, I ain't even know this website exists. Your baby mom's hit me up like, Act, did you do this? I said, I ain't never seen this website in my life. I said, if you getting the profits, I tweet it out. If you ain't getting the profits in a random, I ain't doing it. She gave me the green light. Tweet it out, gang. She also let me know it's his birthday. Dear hater, I won! Happy birthday, you fucking bum! Dear hater, I won! Happy birthday, you fucking loser! It's the only way we can celebrate your birthday. I'm copping 3. I don't even want to wear this shit. I don't even want a pixelated thing of his asshole, but still. We gotta. What about the kids? Dear hater, Spreadie Gibbs, I won. I wish all the best to your baby moms. If you listen, I can't pull up her page because she doing wild shit on her page. Go to his baby mom's page. I got no issue with her. Her name is Destiny Cream. She's just a young woman who, again, I can't say she finessed him. I can't say nothing bad about her because he knew what she was doing. He met her at the porn scene. How you gonna, it's like you meet your girl in the train and then mad that she's, come on now, gang. You met her, she was doing that. Now you over here trying to disown her. Because you don't want her to be your Beyonce. Spreadie. Dear hater, I won. Hold on. Nah, hold on. Fuck all that shit.
Text don't really. Saying Troy Ave is a bad guy.
Hold on, I don't care if they cut YouTube, nigga.
Since you niggas like writing
letters, here go one. Dear Freddie, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Don't be a deadbeat.
Till it comes. Since you niggas like writing letters,
here go one. Dear Freddie, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Suck a dick, nigga. Like you.
Since you niggas like writing letters, I have no remorse for you.
I got no remorse,
no
Spreadie.
Compassion for you. No mercy for you.
No mercy for you, nigga.
You hear me?
And the beef over after this.
You niggas like writing letters.
Yeah.
They go one get a pin.
After this, all I'm gonna do is send you well wishes on social media, nigga. You can't get me even out my character no more, nigga. I shitted on your fucking legacy, nigga. I shitted on you and your fucking family tree. You gotta go and get your get back. That's a wrap. It's over after that, nigga. It's over, nigga. You can't say nothing about me, nigga. I shitted on your legacy, nigga. I shitted on your entire legacy. You're dirt. It's over. Here lies the fucking corpse of the bum-ass nigga Spreadie who thought he could ever fuck with Big Act, nigga. Back in the fucking dirt, nigga. Let's hear this one more time. Since you bitch-ass niggas like writing letters, nigga, write one to your fucking unborn kid, nigga, because I'm buying a shirt for him.
Really snitched on.
Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Suck a dick. Till it comes. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Stick a fork in it. Now you done. Since you niggas like writing letters, I have no remorse for you niggas. No compassion for you niggas. No mercy for you niggas.
I ain't gonna cap with you. But you lucky she ain't had no story of you being abusive to her. Because you remember that money? I still got remember I told you I got $5K from I made off that bum ass nigga. What's that nigga over there? No jumper? Sharp? I still got that $5K. Oh damn, I turned music up. My alarm going off my house. The police about to call me. Oh my god. I forgot my shit is armed. I have studio speakers so they trigger my alarm. Oh shit, here we go. Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna have to talk to my Anyway, hold on. Just give me 1 second. They're about to call me. But when I turn the music up, it sounds like glass is breaking. So like I have like sound shit and all type of shit in the house. If they don't call, the cops gonna surround this bitch. Hold on. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater. Oh, it's. Oh, my bad. Here we go. Yo. Alright, we good now. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Wait, I ain't gonna lie. Why didn't you call me in? I do not want the cops to show up in my crib. Not tonight. Okay, here they go. Hold on 1 second. Holy shit. My bad. I forgot like the all the shit was on my crib. Anyway, back to it. Let me shut this on that bitch. Give me 1 second. I bet. Here we go.
Lettuce, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Suck a dick till it comes. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Stick a fork in it. Now you done. Since you niggas like writing letters, I have no remorse for you niggas. No compassion for you niggas. No mercy for you niggas. All you niggas gon' fall in misfortune. Fuck you hear me? Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one, get a pen. I speak this as a free man, pay $500,000 out the pen. I'm out of your league, don't contend. Bowling on point like a pin. You're involved in a lot of things, ain't? Let me out of jail. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Suck a dick till it comes. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear hater, I won. I'm a boss. You a bum. Stick a fork in it. Now you done. Since you niggas like writing
letters, here go one. I'm happy. All right, man. Fucking bum. Nah, but the beef is over with me and Freddie Gibbs. I just want to let y'all know. I'm declaring the beef is over. I don't care if you want to beef with me. Bruh, the buzz already hit. You lost. It's cool. By the way, I don't have no issues like I want to kill the nigga. Maybe he thinks differently. At this point, you're going to see a different arc from Ak. I'm going to be rooting for him. I'm going to hope he's going to be a good father. You never know. Maybe me and him could do some content. When you listen, after you've won, fuck do you keep going for? 48 laws of power, man. Don't go beyond the mark of victory and already won. So salute to Spreadie. Y'all go cop the shirt. Y'all gotta cop the shirt now. We care about the kids. I need everybody to cop a shirt. Cop a shirt. You need a shirt. Feel me? It's his 41st birthday. You gotta realize he's a 40-year-old man. We gotta make sure his kid is properly taken care of. All right? So good. Let's get back to the case, man. You always got to spin on your ops like one time. Like, of course. You got to spin on them, right? All right, we're back to this. Oh.
I'm a boss. You a bum.
And this is like, right? All right, bet. All right, I think this is about to end.
Pictures down to Chris and Anthony. It made it look like
some of your time.
Wait, I thought he spoke on Boosie. So this dude actually spoke on Boosie before. I was trying to see. Let me see.
In there that you knew of?
Not with Juvie, not with Chris, but you heard things about him and.
Wait, I actually want to. Let me see. I'm trying to. Apparently, he spoke on Boosie, which I can understand because Boosie was front and center. If you guys don't know, Boosie did get locked up. But give me a second. Let me see. Since you niggas like writing letters, here go one. Dear Spreadie. Oh, man. Perfect. Let's see.
Melly is saying
Mansack name. And this guy.
No. Okay. Oh, so that thing before was Melly's lawyer shut down a possible testimony from Juvie's mom. I don't know if you saw that. Look, Juvie's. We played that before, but I didn't get the full context of it. Look. No, come on. No, let's go back up. Back. YNW Melly's lawyer trying to shut down testimony from Juvie's mom. Holy shit. Okay. Juvie's father was talking about Melly though. Let me see. Juvie father. No, not Melly. Boosie. I wonder if we can find it. I don't know.
Man, everybody that's saying free Melly, that's to you and your mama and your daddy and everybody that look like you. And it's me, I said it. Y'all bitches, man. Boosie down there, support Melly. He flaw as fuck for that. But you know, he don't even know Melly. Nigga talks, oh, I want Melly free because that nigga bought me some snacks and magazines at the magazine. Snacks and magazines at the airport. What? Man, nigga, why you didn't go to Marlo Mike trial? Fuck you this trial. Marlo Mike in that bitch fighting for his life, nigga. Nigga, you got that man stuck on the road doing all that goddamn time, but you enough for Melly. And got them niggas in Louisiana fighting for their goddamn Baton Rouge fighting for their life. Nigga, you got your priority up, nigga. Go back to your hometowns. Scary shit. Let me see what else. And my daughter, Chloe, she all...
Okay, all right. Let's get back to this. I'm gonna play this one thing real quick, and then we're gonna get a little bit more into it. By the way,
two defendants in
by the way, I seen people were mentioning Meek. Meek tweeted about the YK Osiris shit. We'll get to that in a second. Let me see.
Is there a benefit?
Okay, wow. We haven't seen this. Jeez, okay. It says photos show YNW Portland was uninjured after deadly drive-by. Oh my God. I'm going to be honest. Oh my God. Just seeing these bullet holes. Fuck. By the way, this is all on the passenger side. Wow. By the way, again, let's assume that Melly did it. We have no proof, but let's assume. If he's going to beat this case, you know how lucky he is that he got on the passenger side and both victims are on one side. Because if, say there was a victim here and a victim in the back rear on the driver's side, these bullet wounds or the bullet holes would be like, yo, how did you not get hit? You got to remember, Melly doesn't get hit at all. The driver, Portland, doesn't get hit at all. Both of these guys on the right side get killed. That kind of matches up with a drive-by story. Why does it match up with a drive-by story? Because, if you're driving on the road, there'll be another car if it's in the right lane on this side, so they will shoot here. Now, I'm wondering if prosecutors, well, I know they definitely thought about it, but do they take this into account? Do they think that Melly planned this when he got in the car? Because when Melly got in the car, he specifically I don't know if he specifically got on a certain side, but how long do they believe this was planned? This has to come out. Like, was this just happenstance? Like, this whatever. Anyway, let me play this a little bit. I'm going to go upstairs for like two minutes, and I'm going to come back.
Benefit to taking photos in daylight versus under the artificial fluorescent lights of the hospital?
It does help a little bit in daylight. Daylight, you can see, of course. And, but it's still in shadow, it's still dark. So that way, when it's dark as it is, I have to use a flash more to show these pictures, try to show the details of the bullet holes.
Do you label them or mark them in any way at the scene?
Say it again, sorry.
Do you label or mark the bullet holes in any way at the scene?
No.
So going forward through the photos of the Jeep.
Yeah, this is I didn't go inside the vehicle, but I could take photographs from the open doors to show the interior. This is the rear passenger seat. And as you noted, there's many items, there's thick congealed blood, there's many items inside the vehicle.
Do you remember what the weather was like that morning?
Say again, you said?
Do you remember what the weather was like
The
that
weather
morning?
was hot, humid, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. It wasn't raining, dry, humid. Early morning Friday. This is a rear trunk area.
And it's still, you're not entering the vehicle in any way, shape, or form for these photos.
Yeah, and there was a bullet hole back there. This is the VIN number.
I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. What is a VIN number?
So the VIN number here is 3C4N JDDB2JT198929.
Okay. What are you documenting in this photo?
This is the driver's seat and various items inside it. This is the exterior of the driver's door. Then again, notice some marks, the damage to the vehicle in the hood, the bumper area.
As a crime scene investigator, do you respond out to run-of-the-mill car crashes?
I don't understand the question.
Do you go to hit and runs on the side of the road as a crime scene investigator?
I do hit and run.
In terms of the documentation that you do for a crash, is that something as part of your training and experience that you would have been done over the past 20-some years in crime scene?
Yes, I do have experience in photographing vehicles involved in it.
Okay.
And of course, when you do, for example, if it's an accident vehicle, you do want to document the damage to the vehicle.
Okay.
The hood is damaged. As you can see, it's misaligned there.
Did you have any idea as to when that damage could have occurred?
I have no idea how the damage occurred.
What is your job when you're doing this?
Document, collect evidence, and process evidence.
So after you finish doing all of the exterior photos of the Jeep, what do you do next?
As I explained before, I then went to meet the driver of this vehicle.
Do you make sure that this Jeep is sealed?
What do you mean? The seal?
Do you secure the doors and other areas of the Jeep with evidence tape?
Yes. Prior to a search warrant, we will then seal out the vehicle with red evidence tape.
Moving on, there is now a photo placard A in this photo.
A is a bullet projectile, which is by the passenger side rear tire.
Is that the item in question?
This is it. Correct.
And do you know what this little gray round thing is over on this side?
That was the valve stem cap from the tire.
In terms of this view here, why do you take multiple photos of placard A?
Take multiple photographs, you show the location, general shot, establishing shot, and then close-ups. And the next photograph shows the sealing up the vehicle, red evidence tape, which I put my initials and so on.
Okay, and you do that around the entire vehicle?
Yes.
How do you transport the vehicle from the hospital?
We could use a tow truck service. And when we do tow, so for example here, A and B, I document it being put onto the flatbed, and then I escort it to a secure facility. So in that way we know nobody touches the vehicle, nobody opens the door, they don't break the seal. So we use a tow truck to take it to a secure facility.
Do you then secure it in the facility and secure that with evidence tape as well?
Correct. We take it to the, this was a wet substation, and I sealed the door, locked the woman shutters to preserve the evidence.
Okay. Going now to, you mentioned you processed an individual at the hospital.
Correct.
Who was that individual you processed?
His name was Cortland Henry.
When you're, where was Mr. Henry being held or kept?
It's in this room. So photo shows, isolation exam.
Oh, this clown again. This is before he got wrecked. This is when he's talking directly to the prosecutor who he's prepared for all these questions. The defense attorney wrecks him, as we find out later.
Room 18.
Was anyone else in the room with Mr. Henry when you went in there?
There was an officer guarding him, yes.
Is this how you found Mr. Henry when you entered? Did you explain?
So, I photographed victim, a suspect, and photograph them, and search how you find them. I also look to see if there's any visible injuries, any blood on the hands, for example, so I'm photographing the hands. And we photograph tattoos, any form of identification marks.
And was Mr. Henry wearing a hospital-issued identification tag or bracelet?
Well, there's a hospital identification tag for Henry Cortland.
So the items over here in the floor, what are those?
These are the clothing that Cortland Henry was wearing when he came into the hospital. Now, I didn't see him wearing the clothes, but that's what the responding, the first officer told me. This is his clothes that was in the room with him.
All right. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna kind of wrap this. And by the way, chat. Tomorrow I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be on at 10:30, max 11 a.m. So I apologize for not live streaming this whole thing. I do want to go to Meek Mill's like Twitter. I feel like. Anyway, Meek Mill said this. So after this whole YK Osiris and Sukiana thing, Meek says, yo, don't do this to him. Please, he's a good kid. Just slap him. What? Just slap him. And he got to let you something. What? We don't need our young bulls tore down for mistakes in this hypersexual era. I support Suki. Hold that shit down on some street shit. Yo, Meek knows how to make every situation raw. Yo, Meek, you can't, if she's trying to say she's getting sexually assaulted, you can't tell her, yo, let's hold it down for the young bulls, and you need to fucking hold it down for some street shit. Oh, my God. Meek, I no disrespect, I'd rather you didn't tweet about this, because you just gave it more attention, and now all the feminists are going to be on it even more. You know what you just said in this tweet? Yo, get that nigga a pass. You gotta hold down some streets. You know what people are gonna start talking about? In hip hop, why is it that if, uncomfortable, creepy, or sexual assault happens, women are seen almost like men in the sense of they gotta hold it down? Meek, why'd you do that, bro? Like, why, bro? You could have said, hey, yo, please don't violate him. I think he's a good kid. He might have fucked up. Come on, it shouldn't have to always be in cancellation. I think that's a good message, right? You saying that she needs to hold it down on some street shit. Bro, people think that street culture and even black culture is parallel to rape culture, right? You can't say that, Meek. Holy, brother. Yo, Meek, yo, we got to get Meek off Twitter again, bro. I don't know, bro. Meek, brother, I love you, but why, bro, why? Then he says, y'all drawing a big line between men and women nowadays on social. It's getting bad in the black community. All this internet superficial shaming, juggling, gaslighting only hurt us people, and it's a lot of people who need strength, especially young black men. He might gotta rumble. Suki. What? The fuck? Anything but this is the same internet tear each other down. Suki can do what she wants. She feels violated, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea what Meek's talking about right. Like, I am so confused. Yo, Meek, me and Meek are cool now. Meek, I beg you, just make a voice message. I beg you, brother. Make a voice message. We'll understand what you're saying. Because every time you type up one of these things, it looks crazy. Bro, you're saying that he might got a rumble Suki. What does rumble mean? He got a boxer? He got to, like, put them paws on her? Like, what are you talking about, Meek? I mean, I get this part. This is the same internet that tear each other down. I get that. Meek, what are you talking about? All this internet superficial shaming and judging, gaslighting only hurt us. What? Yo, Meek, you have a point, but you got to use your voice messaging. Like, I'd rather you be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, White Coat Cyrus, he a nut ass nigga. Type, like, you talk that Philly shit, bro. Like, when you type, it feels like you're always saying the worst thing possible. I don't even know how that's possible, though. Yo, Mikey Stacks was good. Somebody said, Mikey Stacks says, yo, Meek, stop capping. We know, and he said Meek. Oh, you talking about me? Stop capping. No, I'm streaming tomorrow. Bruh, if I don't stream tomorrow before noon, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm having a real emergency. That's a fact. If I don't get on stream tomorrow before noon, I'm having a real emergency. And, obviously sometimes I get on after having some of these things, and I might be like, yo, Ak, why don't you, bro, some of this shit be ongoing, bro. I be wanting to share with you, but I can't share with you at the moment. Like, it takes a while till shit and people get separated for me to tell y'all, like, what's really going on. So trust me, like, I'm not, but if you don't see me on tomorrow before noon, my nigga, I'm having a emergency, nigga. 911 type shit. It's impossible. If I don't get on tomorrow before noon, big problems. Like, that means I'm going through some shit where I'm dealing with, bruh, like, somebody said, what do I say about Nicki new titties? Let me see. Apparently, Nicki Minaj got, like, some titty reductions. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like a, oh, no, it wouldn't be on this page. I don't really even know what to say when I see, like, women get, like, these titty reductions, because you're not sending the right message. They're not saying that, hey, listen, back in the day, I got my body done, and I got my body done to look a certain way, but once I had kids, I realized it was worthless. Because all these women who are getting their bodies corrected is only basically because of kids. Naturally, when you get pregnancy hormones, your titties grow bigger. You're going to have to feed a life. That's kind of normal. But here's the thing. Women won't admit this. And this is why I don't even try to argue with them. Because, women tell you the same dumb shit. I only get the surgery for me. I do it for me. I only do care about me. Why are you getting big titties? Even if you're saying it's for you, let's peel back the layers a little bit. Why is big titties attractive? It's a sign of fertility. It's not only fertility, but also an ability to feed a child or feed offspring. You get what I mean? When would you ever naturally get bigger titties than what you're born with or you naturally grow up with? Only when there's pregnancy hormone. I forgot what the name of the pregnancy hormone is. When a woman has pregnancy hormone in their body, it usually goes toward lactation later on, which means their titty will produce milk, but their titties get bigger. It does. That's a natural process because, hey, you have to feed a life. That's why titties really are for. These women are hypersexualized. They remove the fact that their body changes because they could do the ultimate dopest thing in the world, which is bring life into this world. So they all think about their body as, oh, I should just have big titties just cause. Oh, I'm just gonna get some surgery. Oh, I'm just gonna get some ass. You know, your hips being wide, which usually correlates to your ass being fat, is a usual sign of fertility. Is that you could produce more kids. Nowadays, everybody just gets a BBL, but nobody want to be pregnant. So when you get the women like Nicki Minaj, who eventually do get pregnant, you then realize when she's telling you later, like as she tell you now, listen to this.
I'm playing with him, Riot. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still want to party.
Here.
But you know what? Somebody, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody did tell me to get my boobs taken off. A female in the industry, and I went, and she was so right, and I was like, no, and yeah, she was right. I should have hurried up and took them off.
But is you ready for that?
Yeah, A cup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's A cup season. Yes.
We got to make the appointment ASAP.
I know, because I don't have a lot of time.
Ain't this a man? How the fuck you gotta make an appointment? Never mind. You might identify as a female.
To do what many of your blood clot do.
Okay. So let me just say this, and let me
not no more.
let me get to her
But
her
you know
face
what?
shot.
Somebody, I'm not going.
Okay. Nicki Minaj, some people just feel I hate you. I don't hate you. Back in the day, you try to issue a light threat. I had to show you that you were fucking powerless, okay? You're a ghetto hoodrat bitch with some gangbanger husband. There's nothing you could do to me, just like all these rappers who threaten me. You ain't that big, shorty, okay? So I just had to show you that. That's it. It ain't personal. People say I pick on women. When Lil Baby just talk all that shit about me, I said the same shit about him. He's a little retarded ass nigga, you know what I mean, who can't keep his eyes straight. I keep it the same with both of y'all. Now, that being said, I want to give just solid criticism or advice. Nikki, I think you have so many women who look up to you. They love you. And whether I agree that you're the best role model or not, they love you. They're barbs. They love you. I wish there was a little bit of accountability taken because, I know it's a very sensitive topic and, maybe I'm not the best person to talk about it because I'm a man. I don't get surgery. However, because I like women, despite what y'all try to put out, it does affect people like me or affect men in general. You and the likes of you have promoted this image of Barbie, which is a perfection Coke bottle shaped woman, this, that, and third. I think you at one point, and I could be wrong, but I think you had said that when you finally admitted to surgery that you had got it because, you used to be around Wayne and those people who were in studios and they were really critical of women and you felt blah, blah, whatever. Here's my thing. Some of the things that were toxic and were damaging to not only your psyche, but you perpetuated as damaging to other young girls' psyche, you guys aren't help reversing. It's cute, and I understand why you're saying you're taking your titties out or you're reducing your titties. That shit's probably killing your back. You got pregnant, and you had some fake shit in. That shit's gonna be, it's like you're carrying a fucking ton. I understand, your back's killing you. Of course you're gonna do it. Now, again, I wish you all the greatest of luck when it comes to your motherhood. I have nothing to say about that. My thing is why when you mention it, you don't send the message to the thousands of women these days, because when you got surgery, it wasn't that accessible. There's a regular chick who's a barb or who works a regular 9 to 5 as a receptionist. She's getting her BBL done. She's getting her body done. And I won't just sit here because that's what women usually say. Oh, no, we're doing it for ourselves. So I won't sit here and say it's out of insecurity. But a lot of women feel that they need to get under the knife or they need to get this, unnatural looking shit. You've gone through the other side of it. And while some people, and maybe you're a little bit even very conscious, or maybe maybe not, you're maybe a little insecure about when people call you auntie or called you old. I don't think necessarily that's a diss, but I understand as a woman you might think it's a diss. And by the way, for the people watching me, I'm being very careful with this because this ain't the type of thing you just fucking, oh fuck it. You have to understand all sides of this. Nikki, what you've gone through now is motherhood. And you've realized how your body has changed. You have a beautiful baby. But how the human body usually reacts to pregnancy, all the hormones, all this, that, and third, which probably led to you getting the surgery, I hope you would pass that message on to your fans. Your fans are no longer 16. I know you might think the Barbs are just in the club, just like 22. The Barbs are 35 with 2 kids, still thinking they're the shit. The Barbs are older. And I would hope you would still try to send the right message to them, because here you are at your great age of 40. And even you were saying, maybe I should just take out these, maybe I should have a breast reduction, or maybe I should do this and that and third. Again, it's all up to Nikki, but I do know Nikki controls so many of these women. And when I hear about her having a breast reduction, I can't really comment here or there whether it's good or not. But I do think it's good for her because she seems happy with it. And she's not talking about some of the problems that come with, like, a lot of these chicks who getting breast reductions, their back is killing them. Feels like they're walking around with a 50-pound weight vest. They got the silicone in there, and now they're pregnant. So again, I could just give, I try to be careful with how I deliver that, because it's not anti-Nikki or specific to Nikki. I just think Nikki's one of the people who influence women. And when you hear about people who are dying of surgery, we have to start analyzing why are women getting the mentality that their natural bodies aren't enough? Where are they seeing this at? Well, they're seeing it in Nicki Minaj videos. They're seeing it in the Anaconda video. They're seeing it on social media. They're seeing it on these reality shows. So, again, if you want to be a little bit, cognizant, you send that message. Now, granted, do I think Nikki gives 2 fucks about that? No. Right? You know what I mean? Like, Nikki's an entertainer. Sometimes we put too much of the onus on the entertainer to try to correct behavior. What's Nikki's job other than just to pimp motherfuckers out to get money? Does she need to tell people how to live? No. So that's why I say I try to give my opinion, but in reality, shit, Nikki could be like, nigga, you fuck you too. Somebody says, no, I didn't say no shots at Cardi. I think we know Cardi's surgeries. You get what I mean? And by the way, here's the thing too. I'm going to have the same opinion of Cardi as well. If, Cardi's on her second child, if later on as Cardi gets older and her body and gravity starts to move differently and she's like, hey, I have to reduce this or whatever, I would hope she would send the right message to her audience to say, hey, listen, when I was in my 20s, everything looked good. Now I'm in my 30s or late 30s and shit is now sagging. This shit is just hanging because gravity exists. I would hope Cardi would say that too. So it's not just Nicki. It's like everybody. Women are out here playing build a body, and in reality, these things have consequences. These things have consequences. We're watching Black China, who's saying she don't want nothing in her body no more. She's taking everything out. So again, I might be seen as the guy who's like, why you talking about women bodies? But every time I meet these chicks, you know what these chicks tell me? Oh, we getting our body done because that's what y'all like. Or they'll lie to them and stuff, be like, oh no, I'm doing it for me. Stop it. You're keeping up with the Jones. You're keeping up with the Jones, all right? All right. Somebody says Cardi B body looks crazy. I don't care about Nicki or Cardi B's body. If Cardi B comes out and says she's having let me tell you this. Any chick getting a breast reduction from women I know, they back killing them, my nigga. They carrying around them big ass things. They got like them bras that's super extra up. They back killing them, bro. I know them chicks, bro. Anyway, chat, I ain't gonna lie. I'm definitely getting off of here, and I will be back tomorrow before 11 p.m. I'm thinking about 10:30. I will be streaming the trial of YNW Melly. There's a few things I didn't completely get to that I'll get to in the morning. I apologize for not having a morning stream today, but I want to salute to some of the people who I fuck with heavy, which is Lawyer for Workers. Me and him, we trying to do some shit real quick, and everybody else who's covering this trial. Again, this trial is set to go for two weeks. Where right now, today was the third day. Tomorrow's going to be the fourth day. It's not the most entertaining trial, but I'm trying to make the most sense of it for y'all, because for you to understand what the fuck is going on and for you to make an opinion up, you need to know what they're talking about constantly in court. All right. So, y'all niggas go check out that Spreadie Gibbs shit. I have honestly, that is not my site. I know some of y'all talking about, that's not my site. I promise you. That's not my site. Okay. I will see y'all guys tomorrow in the morning. Everybody, including my homies on Rumble, which is the GOAT. By the way, remind me tomorrow before we get into our stream. I want to do a breakdown and a run through of Andrew Tate's stream today on Rumble. He did a really good stream. I listened to the whole thing. He was spitting. He was, kind of making sense. It was better than any interview he ever did because he made sense and he was talking as someone not being on the defensive, but someone who was confident and was trying to display his ideas. I like his stream today on Rumble. Pulled 400,000 people. And yeah. So people, I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. See you guys on YouTube. See you guys on Facebook and of course on Rumble and on Twitch. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out. All right, how the fuck do I even get off here? Oh, and Twitch. I'll send you over to our boom. All right?